this beamer. Fabric assassin, hood cleaner. Coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine. No use to fight back. MMA. Knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smokes. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye round the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch. Assassin, hood cleaner. Coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine. No use to fight back. MMA. Knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smoke. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye on the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast.
What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? As usual, hope we're doing well. It is a Wednesday, and we're doing our unusual Wednesday stream. We used to stream every Wednesday, but because of the changes in my schedule, or not even my schedule, just because of all the weirdness and shit like that, I have been streaming Tuesday, Thursday. I could not stream last night. I played some video games with the guys instead, and then tomorrow night I'm most likely not going to be able to stream, so we're doing a Wednesday stream to make up for that. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. We are, we're just gonna chill. We're gonna do our thing. We're gonna do our thing. I'm doing pretty good. I'm finally working out again, and not as earnestly as I would like, but I'm working out just enough as to where I'm starting to feel good again. Like I'm going home from the gym, and I don't feel like the world sucks. Like it really is amazing how much of a natural mood booster working out is if you hit that sweet spot. Some people, they absolutely love pushing it all the time. Me, not so much. That's why I have to have somebody who handles my conditioning when I do fight, is because I won't put myself through that kind of conditioning. It just won't happen. But when it comes to like hitting the bag and doing some jujitsu and maybe some light cardio or some light body weight exercises or stuff like that, never been much of a weightlifter, although I have lifted weights at one point or another, and maybe I should get back into that a little bit. But we'll see what I can do. We'll see what I can do. But excuse me. Oh, man. Sorry. I knew I was gonna stream tonight, but like I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to actually get to it. So I'm kind of sitting here like, all right, I didn't think I'd get this far. But anyway, I want to show you guys something. I found this. I forget if I showed it already, but I absolutely fucking love this bill. I think it was Uzbekistani or something like that. I believe it was Uzbekistani. I asked ChatGPT and they told me about it. But this is just such a cool bill. It's just sitting on my desk. I absolutely love the artistry of this thing. That is so cool, you know. I gotta get a case for it so that it doesn't bend or not bend but fold, you know. And it's legit too. There's a I don't think you can see it very well, but there's a watermark right here. It's a strip, a security strip. I was thinking, I'm not sure if these are actually I'm not sure if these things are actually legit. They all are made out of the same material. They kind of feel the same, you know? Not too sure. But anyway, what's going on, Zachary Verrett? Hope you're doing well tonight. Um, got a couple of things that I want to do tonight. One, I want to talk about that autism video that I'm making. How's it smell? Like Islam. Like fucking Islam is what it smells like. You know, fucking man. Um, Excuse me. I want to talk more about that autism video that I'm working on because it's kind of starting to come together a little bit. I also did a video about, and I'm working on a video about the Scotch Irish or the Scots Irish, and that's a topic that I've talked about a little bit here and there. And it's just rants. That's all it is. It's just rant videos. It's nothing crazy or anything like that. It just, it is what it is. But it's not going to be anything special either, unless I can pay somebody to edit for me. But even then, paying someone to edit for me is not that simple. It's like, I guess if I paid them enough, I could be like, look, listen to the audio and then design a video around this. But with the people that I tend to go with, it's usually I give them X amount and then I give them the footage that they're going to use and they create a video based around what I give them, you know? And I don't even have the time or the energy to do that. So it's like I think I might have to dole out a little bit of extra money. Excuse me, geez. I might have to dole out a little bit of extra money to somebody who is going to be willing to look for footage that they can utilize to like build a video basically from the ground up for my narration, which I don't know if that's even going to be worth it. But I mean, these are kind of passion projects anyway, so I should probably just say fuck it and go, you know? I want to talk about that autism video, inhaled notes. Yeah. Guys, autism isn't real. Oh, autism's not real, guys. It's not. It's just not. It doesn't exist. Okay? It doesn't exist and I don't have it. No, but what's going on, Nuclear Snake? As soon as James Drake said they're getting swatted, Bert ran to the bathroom, probably to flush drugs he has. Yeah, like that's why I want to watch the camping stream a little bit. I was kind of vaguely aware that there was something coming up with James Drake and a bunch of other people. I guess it was like some kind of camping stream, even though it seems like they're in a cabin. That's not exactly camping. Glamping, maybe they're glamping. But yeah, I want to watch that a little bit because I saw they got swatted. It seems like there's a little bit of motion with that, so I am kind of interested in how that works. You know, maybe we'll watch and we'll donate something just to talk shit to Bert or whoever else may be there. You know, there's certain people in the fish tank community that I like to bully. And there's certain people in the fish tank community that like I feel so gay calling it a community, but like there's certain people in the fish tank world that I like to bully, not even because I dislike them, just because it's funny. Like Alex B is one of those guys. I don't have any beef with Alex B at all. Why would I? What's the point in that? We've never met. We've never really spoken in earnest. You know, I heard there may be some weird shit with his monkeys, but I don't know much about that, right? But with him, it's just so fun to get him going on Twitter sometimes. It's just so easy and so fun. There's some other people. There's some other people, you know. Bert is one of those people who I wouldn't say I love bullying him necessarily, but like I've been waiting for an opportunity to just be like, you fucking idiot. And I don't know. I don't know. We might get that tonight. We might get that tonight. But hold on one sec. I gotta change something here. James Drake is making bank off Jet Ellie suicide TTS with James Drake. Oof. Yeah, I mean, get that money. I guess get that money. You know. But hey, if it works, it works, right? You know, I don't know that I don't know if James Drake is going to be working with Jet ever again. You know, he might as well get that money however he can. You know, I'm sure he doesn't really have control over what TTSs go through as well. They probably don't have like a setup where they can approve TTS or anything like that. So it's probably just whatever goes through. You know. Ah, man. Again, I don't want to talk about Ellie too much. You know, I want to let her rest. You know, it just really is unfortunate what happened with her. I have people. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to put anybody on blast, but I have people hitting me up who I have not talked to in a long time, mind you. People who, like, I don't wish anything bad on them. I'm not salty that we have not talked in a long time because phones do work both ways. If I had something to say to them, I would, but I just don't have anything to say. So I'm not going to be mad that they're only hitting me up now, but it is kind of like, all right, bro, we haven't talked in a couple of years, and you're going to hit me up like, hey, so what do you think about this? Almost like trying to get a statement out of me, almost trying to get me to be like, on their side. And it's like, yo, dude, I'm sitting this out just like I'm sitting out every controversy and every drama that has ever happened. I don't know what is true and what is not 100%. Even if I have ideas of what could be true, I can't really confirm. So I'm not going to sit here and make some kind of weird public statement, and I'm not going to jump on a side or anything like that. A lot of these people are just doing it because they're bored or because they didn't get something that they wanted. Like a good example of that would be Freddie, right? That's somebody that I don't mind naming. He's not the one who hit me up because he and I have never spoken. It's like I saw him slide into Jet's DM like, "Hey, buddy, haha," and then Jet was like, "Nah, go fuck yourself." And then all of a sudden he's like talking mad shit. It's like, dude, it's transparent, bro. That's transparent as fuck. It's like if you had a problem with him, you should have had a problem with him when you thought he was gonna give you something too. You know, it's just crazy. It's just fucking crazy. The way a lot of people are. A lot of people are clout demons. And again, I'm not even naming names other than maybe Freddie, right? Other than Freddie, he's one of those people that I would enjoy bullying just for the sake of bullying him. you know, he's one of those guys. Oh, excuse me. I like to bully the fans mostly. They need it, says Zach. That was Ben's DMs. Ben W. told him off with the quickness. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh, what's going on, son of Solaris 69? You oh, you bully. I can't believe it. What would your mother say, Scott? Jeez. Dude, my mom would not be very happy with me, bro. She'd be really fucking upset. She'd be like, "Scott, you fucking idiot. I told you 100 times, be a good boy. Be a good boy. Now be a good boy and go down to the store and get me some fucking Newports and pick me up some Johnnies on your way back." Man, one sec. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I put this thing down. It didn't bother to mute the mic. It's like, oh, I don't want these people to see me hawking a loogie, and then you just hear. It's like, holy shit. What's up with that bitch tank restream? Uh, I tuned into it for like a minute or two. It's crazy that they got all, if not all, then most of the footage. That's pretty crazy. Good on them for that. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's cool. I had a really good time on Bitch Tank. I don't think I'm gonna be watching it religiously or anything like that. I don't think it's something I need to like relive or anything, but it is cool. That's the dedication of some of these fans. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the fan base I really don't gel with. I remember when the Reddit went down. That was one of the few times that I openly, unabashedly talked shit. I was like, "Fuck Fish Tank Reddit." Um, I've also talked shit about the Reddit on here before too, but like there are some fans that it's like to have them, and I know they're not doing it for me specifically, right? But to have people who are so into something that I was involved in that they would want to do that, it's like it is kind of a cool feeling. Um, I do it for the fans. I do it for the fans. Okay, all right. I do it for the kids. I do it for the fans and the kids. Is who I do it for. Is who I do it for. No, but like that was always the best part about it to me though. Not to literally be like I do it for the fans, but like eh, the interactions with people who really enjoyed something that I was a part of. That was like really cool. It is really cool. And I'm happy that people got that much enjoyment out of it. I'm happy that I can feel like people enjoyed something like that, especially something that I was such a big part of. Like Bitch Tank was like I was a huge part of Bitch Tank. Even like season 2, it's like okay, fine. I was Sensei Scott on season 2, fine, okay, cool. But like with Bitch Tank specifically, that was like I was front and center for a lot of shit. There were multiple days where like either not a whole lot happened or things happened, but you know, it didn't exactly go the way they wanted to. And then I went in and I just dropped a fucking grenade in the room, and like something crazy or like ridiculous happened, you know. So I am really proud of my performance on Bitch Tank. You know, that was the first time that I really went full send. And obviously there were things that, like I said, if I could go back, I might tweak it to do it a little bit differently. But overall, I'm happy with that performance, even if that was the last one that I was going to be involved in with Fish Tank. You know, it sucks. I have this thing. There's always this fucking thing with me where as soon as I get my stride, it's like, oh, this thing's over. you, you know, like, oh no, we're not gonna hit you up anymore. You know what you're doing now. You have a good idea of how you could and should do things on this crazy ass reality show that's basically like Jackass meets Big Brother. Now that you know what you're doing, we're gonna tell you that we don't have anything for you to do. It's like, God damn. God damn it. God damn it, Jen. God damn it, Ben. Come on. Uh, what's something you would have done differently? With the grape escape thing, I would have given him boxing gloves and I would have been like, "Hey, you're allowed to hit me." You know, I would have let him try to hit me in the head. You know, after all, I mean, I'm a big dude, right? The only one that hurt when she punched was Shoddy. That was it, and it wasn't like oh, this person's seriously gonna injure me type of hurt. It was like oh, geez, what the fuck? You know, like, ow, that actually does hurt a little bit. Um, you know, and I mean, obviously, Shotty's a big girl. Shotty's a big girl. She's aware of that, you know, and but yeah, like that would have made Grape Escape a lot better. It would have looked better on camera, and it would have evened the playing field just a little bit more, you know. Um, so yeah, that would have been good. Speaking of boxing gloves, I'm really happy about these. Fucking, I got me a new pair of Fair Texas, and they were I offered the woman money. She said she would tell me how much it is, but also she's probably not going to tell me how much they were. So I'm probably not going to end up giving her the money. So, but these are basically a gift, you know, from a woman that I was doing private lessons with. She was Thai. She is Thai. She visits Thailand for multiple months every year. So she brought me back these bad Larrys, and I'm really happy with them. You know, they are pretty damn cool. I am really excited to get some use out of these bad mamma jammas. These are 16 ounces, Zach. I still kind of want another pair though. I might get another pair because it's not a bad thing to have multiple pairs of gloves. You know, it's probably a good thing. These things are over $100, which is not the most expensive glove that you're ever gonna get, but considering you can get gloves for between like 30 and $60, you know, that is on the expensive side, you know. I'm sad that we can't get twin specials in America anymore. When I first got into training, I had a pair of twin specials, and they were such a nice pair of gloves. They were like tie gloves, like Fairtex. Fairtex is a very popular brand of Thai boxing gloves, but these specifically are not like Thai gloves proper, is what I'm realizing. Like the padding here is, you know, it's not as thick. You also don't have webbing. Instead, you have, I forget what they call this. I don't even remember, but it's this little piece of fabric, right? You can still open these up pretty easy. They were made to be opened up. They're kind of like hybrid gloves, I feel like. I want like a proper Thai glove. And Fairtex makes those, obviously. So I might get another pair. Um, you know, just so I can have a pair of, like I said, proper Thai gloves. But yeah, I'm really happy with those. You know, I'm really grateful for the lady that got me those things. They were mad cool. You know. Scott was afraid of a stand-up battle with Scrib, so had to resort to lay and pray. That's exactly what it was. I knew Scribb was going to be an elite striker, so I was like, okay, I gotta go the Habib route. Shotty has to cut down. Shotty has to cut down to make heavyweight. Oh man, I don't want to be mean to Shotty, because Shotty's never been mean to me like that. I don't want to be mean to Shotty. I know she hears a bunch of shit on the internet and stuff like that, and it is what it is. It's like I said. I see a lot of the controversy. I see a lot of rumors, whether I think they could be true or not. I want to stay out of it because I can't confirm anything ever. And then in addition to that, like people have never really been that mean to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I've noticed little things here and there, and I have seen and heard things here and there where it's like, oh, I think this motherfucker is trying to test me, or oh, I think this motherfucker's trying to play games, right? I have seen that for sure, but it's not like anyone's ever come out and been like, "Hey, Scott, fuck you." So it's like I don't want to be the one to I don't want to be the one to start that shit, you know? Um, you're one half of the most watched clip of all time. Is that true? There's no way I'm one half of the most watched clip of all time. What's the most watched clip of all time, Zach? Which one is that? That's pretty crazy, you know? That is something that is frustrating is that like with Fish Tank it's been so all over the place, and people that do a good job sometimes they don't get brought back, and it seems almost like for no reason, but like I said, I could get into why I think that is the case, but I don't think I really need to. I've talked a little bit about it here and there as well, but this isn't even supposed to be a bitching about Fish Tank situation. Peyton punching Frank. Yeah, like I wasn't even there for that. Yeah, we spoke about this, and you said there was another one with more views that got deleted. The clip with Greg and you. Fuck. The clip with Greg and me was that the fight we had, like the sparring we did on Bitch Tank. I'm confused about that. This has to be the longest swatting in history. The cops have been there for hours. Really now? Really? Interesting. I mean, we're gonna look into it in a little bit, right? Let me get the kick up. But yeah, I mean, swatting is one of those things that somebody's going to have to take it to the Supreme Court. That's what's going to have to happen with swatting, because the thing is, it's unconstitutional, regardless of what you claim about, oh, there could be a clear and present danger and we have to take it all serious. It is unconstitutional, and that will be found if you, that will be found to be true. It will be found unconstitutional if it gets brought to the Supreme Court, particularly the Supreme Court now, I believe anyway. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong about some of the temperaments and some of the ways that, things will be handled. But the bottom line is the police don't have a right to just hear a rumor, which is effectively what that is when they get a call like that. They don't have a right to hear a rumor and then go kick down your door for it. They need more evidence for that. You don't just get to bypass the need for a warrant to check somebody's property just because a robocaller says that there's like a hostage situation going on, And one thing that could happen so that we don't get to this point is we could easily have, I believe this is something that does exist. It's basically like a white list where if you go to the police and say, hey, look, we're going to be doing this production. Please don't come in guns blazing if you get a call. Then the police, when they do get that call, they'll go, oh, okay, I know what's going on here. These guys worked with us. They are aware that, excuse me, like we are aware of who these people are and what they're doing. Let's let them do their thing. That is absolutely positively like what should happen. That's what should go down. But unfortunately the police are dickheads. You have a lot of cops that they like to play with their toys, so anytime they can pull out their ARs and sometimes even their APCs, if they have them, they'll jump in those and they'll play soldier for as long as they can, and then they'll try to gaslight you about it. They'll sit there after they violate your rights. They'll be like, oh, well, we have to take these things seriously, right? You understand we have to take these things seriously. And it's like, no, you don't. You fucking don't. A robocaller hits you up, and then you hear the world's fakest gunshot sound on the other end, and you're taking an opportunity to harass people because you can get away with it. That's what's going on with you guys, you know? It's like holy fucking shit. But anyway, we have here. I want to point something out here. Alex doing pretty fucking well on Kick. Good for him, dude. You know, beating out Chicken Andy and Wood Baby. Good for fucking him, dude. Holy shit, you know. He's beating out he's beating out the bitches that you know have simps. You know, he's got a bunch of Alex simps. And then we got Seth not doing bad. Good for him. Good for him. I forget what man. I forget what James Drake's. I mean, did they end the stream? Is that why I can't find James Drake's channel? Alex is funny and grinds. I'm sure he does. You know, I'm sure he does. Son of Solaris says no one. No one. What? Uh, yeah. Oh yeah, it's Gypsy Boys. Gypsy Boys. Okay, and no. Gypsy Boys, James Drake is not live. However, Binks is live. Binks is live. This is a good one. Interesting. Connection has low bit rate. Please hold on. I'm curious. Gee, I wonder why they got swatted. I wonder why they got fucking swatted. Could it be that we have the emo bitch in the Bucky's hat? Sitting here like, ho, ho, hey, ho, 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 ho. This is a craftsman, nothing crazy. Please don't, please. It's like, holy balls. What are you guys doing, you know? Yeah, give the knife to Bert. Good idea. Hold on. I'm just curious to see a little bit of what's going on, you know. You see, I think Binks is cute, right? But there's something about her I want to bully her. I just want to it's like with Alex. Like I like bullying Alex because he's got a funny demeanor about him. What's her face? Binks. I forgot her name. Binks has like the way she would react, I feel like I would just get a kick out of it, you know? I feel like she would either whine or she would try and give it back and it'd just be funny as fuck. But anyway, James caught the whole swatting until the cops found his camera. Oh boy, I wonder how they were talking to him, you know? You know, that's the thing about cops is like if cops were just like 10 and again like that's just what you need is to send somebody a screenshot of Bert sitting here like that. You know, these guys are definitely not doing themselves any favors. I'll say that much. But um, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Fuck. What was I gonna say? What's going on, Chewy6363? Hope you're doing well tonight. Fuck. What was I? Oh damn. I was gonna talk about. Fuck, dude, I completely forgot what I was talking about here. I remember I was talking about bullying Binks and bullying what's his face and everything like that. The guy. Oh yeah. Like part of my issue with the cops is how autistic they are. Like they behave a lot of the time exactly like that annoying tactical guy. Oh my lord. Wow. It really is a wonder why these people got fucking swatted, bro. It really is a wonder why that happened, you know. Bullying is fun, says Chewy, and then he's out. Bye. Bye. Nice to see you. Come again. But Binks gaining weight apparently, which is a nice thing. Yeah, she's gonna enter her torta phase. But what I was saying is like 90% of my issue with cops is the attitudes that they have. They act exactly like that one guy who never served in the military, which I'm aware a lot of cops do serve in the military. They have served in the military, but that's actually growing increasingly less frequent because what wars have there been over the last like 10 to 15 years, right? We had the tail end of Afghanistan and Iraq, and then that ratcheted down, you know? But you have these guys who they act like the tactical dudes that like they want to be they want to pretend like they're operators. Maybe they join like a militia group or something like that. They become threepers, and they don't do any cardio, they don't do any unarmed combat. They just have their gun and they think that's all that's going to matter. And they have this haughty sort of like you couldn't do what I do attitude, and it's like, well, I could do what you're doing better. Yeah, yeah, it's not bad weight either. I'll say that much. It's not bad weight on Binks. She looks she almost looks like she's been working out a little bit. So good for her. Good for her. But um what was I gonna fucking say? Like, that's my problem. Like, for instance, I was walking the other day, right? And I go for night walks, and I walk by, funny enough, a place that I used to live. It was a rooming house, and the cops are always getting called to that rooming house. They were being called there when I was living there, and they continue to get called there now because it's a rooming house. You get a bunch of people who are on drugs and stuff like that who go there. And these cops pull up, and I'm walking by, and I'm like, these guys can't be here for me. There's no way they're here for me. And sure enough, they weren't. There's two cops walking behind me. I turn around and I try to lighten the mood a little bit because it is weird. And I'm like, should I take cover? Haha. And those two cops, they kind of laughed, but then they're right back on it. And it's like, okay, at the very least, they laughed at my joke. They know I'm not a threat and they're not here for me. And I know they're not here for me. And then this third cop drives up. He hops out the car, and he's looking at me like that, as if I was like talking to his girl or something like that. He's like fucking mean mugging me, and I look at him and I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Hi," and then he gets to walking. It's like, yo, dude, like you would need your gun. You would need your fucking gun, bro. Like you have no clue just how fucking harmless you really are. And you're walking around mean mugging, and you can't even have the decency to be like, hello, sir. When you're hopping out the car, you're the one looking at me. You always got to be on a fucking investigation. You always got to be acting like there's some situation where I could be a threat to you when all I'm doing is going for a walk. That's all I'm doing. You're the one with a gun. Yet somehow I could be the threat to you. Eat shit and die, you fucking idiot. It's like, holy shit. Those are the types of dudes, like, if I hear they get hurt on the job, I'm not like, oh, that's unfortunate. I think, oh, I wonder what they did. Oh, I wonder what they did to provoke that person, that person named Daquan to fucking do something like that to him. I wonder what they could have done. It's like, holy fucking shit. The son of Solaris says wood. Yeah, yeah. Oh boy. I started watching this camping stream before it aired, fell asleep and woke up to it being swatted. Oh boy. Yeah. This is the only one that's live too. Like, and sure enough, like it looks like either A, there's like a Gaussian blur, or B, maybe it's like up against a wall or something like that. But I'm curious to see when the actual swatting takes place. This must be after the swatting take. No, it's not, because you can see Binks almost blended in. She almost blended in, and she would have if it wasn't for her blue hair. Her blue hair. The thing I like about Binks is that she doesn't look completely terrible with the blue hair, but like I don't know. I would like to see it with a more natural color, I guess you could say. Is what I would say. Um, like most women when they dye their hair a different color, like that different color, it just does not look good. It does not look good at all. Um, but I'll give it to her. She pulls that off pretty well, but like she should probably stop doing that. She's in her mid-30s now. She can stop with the whole emo thing. But then again, that's probably partially why she has her audience, is that it's oh, dom me mommy, dom me goth mommy, like that type of shit, you know. But who knows? Who knows? Crazy combo that can't get past that egocentrism. Exactly, exactly. Like so many people, and this is something that I'm going to talk about in that video that I was referring to, is like so many people just don't have people skills. I'm supposed to believe that autism is defined by not having good people skills, like not being able to read social cues, not being able to read the room, not being able to like really grasp how you're talking to someone. And yet that's all I see quote unquote normies do, is just like be fucking dickheads to each other. Like, for instance, right? I usually don't work the summers, but I am working the summer this year. And the warehouse that I work at, they have me basically on loan to this place that has summer camps. And me, I've started a new course. It's a networking course, like computer networking course, not networking like, hi, I'm Scott. But so I find a nice quiet place. This is on Friday to do some of the videos while I'm on my break. I'm taking notes from a YouTube thing. And this chick comes over to me, right? She's like maybe 15 or 16 years old, so I don't 100% blame her. She walks over and she's like, hi, I'm sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but we're going to have 200 kids in this area, so I'm going to have to ask you to leave. It's like, who the fuck says something like that? What are you, the manager? What did I show up to your restaurant without shoes or a shirt? What am I throwing fucking like what am I throwing stuff around? Like, no, like you don't own this fucking place. What the fuck is your problem? You rent this place out. I just happen to be working here doing some stuff because my company is like they literally don't have the work for me at the warehouse, so they're loaning me out to this satellite, you know? Um and I was like, I kind of returned fire a little bit. I was like, oh, well, if you're going to have to ask me to leave, then I guess I'll go. So I get up and I just leave. And I also asked to speak to a supervisor because something a week before that had happened. And I was like, oh, actually, this is the perfect time to ask to speak to the supervisor. I'm sure that probably made her a little bit nervous, like, oh, fuck, he's going to snitch on me. But like, it turns out, right? I come into work this Monday. It turns out that they straight up fucking lied about what went down. They like made it into this thing where like I was pissed off and I was like yelling and screaming and stuff like that. And it's like, no, that's not what happened at all. They just straight up fucking lied because that girl does not have the social skills to be polite. Right. And then today, the same thing happened. I'm in the same place doing the same thing. This dude comes in. I have a feeling they probably went and got one of their supervisors. It's this old fucking dickhead who walks in, and instead of being like, hey man, real quick, I just want to let you know, what he does is he walks over and he puts he literally like there's a booth that I'm sitting in. He like leans over the booth like this, doesn't say a word. He waits for me to look up at him, you know? And it's like, yo, are you trying to be intimidating, bro? Because even if you were 30 years, 40, even 50 years younger, you would not be able to do that to me. You are too old and too untrained to get under my skin in that way. This is fucking retarded. You're retarded. And you don't like people just don't have social skills. And it doesn't get any better when you convince somebody that there's nothing wrong with them. When you convince somebody that they're normal and that like they're everything they do is totally fine. And that's what happens with cops is you don't just convince them that they're normal, you convince them that they're an authority, right? And that's what happened with those two people is that they grew up their whole lives not being pressed down upon. You have a baby boomer male and you have a zoomer female, two people who they never had to feel that like oppression. They never had to feel that oppression. So because of that, they don't ever have that thought of like, hey, am I coming off like kind of an asshole right now? Could I be coming off like a fucking piece of shit right now? They don't ever have that thought. They just go through their lives and they think, no, actually this guy's the asshole because he reacted poorly to my poor behavior. No, actually this guy's a piece of shit because he's sitting at a desk writing. Not even a desk, a booth, excuse me. It's like honestly, fucking honestly, you know, go fuck yourselves. And that's the issue with cops, right? Returning to the subject of cops is that you take that kind of behavior and then you inject it with steroids. You hit it with some HGH because not only are they told that they're normal, but they're actually hyper normal, that they're actually the most normal and they are the most trusted. They are the most authoritative. They know the most out of everybody and that they're never wrong. They're always right. And it's like, no, cops are wrong 99% of the fucking time, you know? Um, you missed some of my messages, no big deal though. Oh, which ones, you know? Scott, what the fuck are we watching here? We're watching my favorite streamer. We're watching my favorite streamer right now, who I'm sure is showing midriff, just by accident. I'm sure that's a big old accident, what she's doing there. But anyway, um, Binks, what the fuck? Uh, Dude, what the fuck? Binks Dorito Torta. I want to read this, but it keeps shooting down. I'm seeing Binks Dorito Torta. What? Binks Dorito Torta Taco Bell Especial. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I missed your second message after saying no one. I don't see a second message after saying no one is the issue. Is the issue, son of Solaris. I don't see a second message. Let me check the other one. Let me check the other one. Because I am curious because they like to censor things. They like to censor things. Watch the swatting. It was scary. I'm trying to find the swatting. It's just tough. If somebody can send it to me on Twitter, if somebody can send me a link to the swatting, or if somebody can tag me in the swatting on Twitter, I will. Bro, these motherfuckers have literally looking for a reason to arrest them. Oh yeah, because like I said, modern day policing does not operate, and this is the way it goes in general now. It's not just with swattings and stuff like that. Modern day policing doesn't go based off of evidence and based off of good faith. It's always bad faith. It's always trying to entrap somebody, not legally entrap them, but spiritually entrap them, where they are well within their rights to say, no, officer, I do not want my car to be searched. Can I go now? And yet the cop finds a way to initiate some kind of contact. There's some kind of situation where they initiate physical contact, and hey, that's assault on a cop. That's it. You're under arrest, buddy. And they get their vehicle searched. Or, all right, well, you stay here. I'm gonna have a dog come down, and I'm gonna have this dog, which I have trained to sit down whenever I say to sit, by the way. I'm gonna get him to circle the car, and when he sits, because I give him the verbal or physical cue, I'm gonna go, you see, he smells something, so I have the right to search your shit now. Like, it's very feminine. There's nothing law and order about it. It's all just, well, I want to do it, so I'm gonna do it. And if I find the cocaine in your car, well then you're going to prison, even though I violated every one of your rights in doing so. You know, well, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a law and order kind of guy, but also I believe in my rights as a an American and just a human being. And I do think it is better to let 10 criminals go than have one bad guy, than have one innocent person incarcerated. But with everything that we have today, it should be extremely easy for you to go the legal route to find the bad guy. With everything we have today, it should be a slam dunk. Every single case where somebody is doing something bad, it should be a slam dunk, and you shouldn't have to do that dirty shit to get it, you know? And then when you have somebody who's innocent, all you do is harass them. You make them go through humiliating and dangerous fucking games and shows of fealty just because you're a piece of shit, and it's absolutely disgusting. Cops don't beat their wives because of the stresses of the job. Wife beaters become cops so they can attack other people legally. Exactly. That is 100% it. That's a million percent it, you know. God damn it, Scott, why won't you notice me, Sensei? Goes and cries in the shower fully clothed. It's all right, I'm on my way there. It's all right, I'm on my way there. Man, aggressively asking, "Are you having a rough day? Can I help you?" Yeah, yeah, like that type of shit though. That type of shit, like, for real. It's a good situation to pull the Sam Hyde passive aggressive concern. I see what you mean by that, butthole. Oh yeah, it's you look. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm not a lawyer, so like none of this is legal advice or even like non-legal advice that you should utilize on the police. I was told by somebody who studies law, and I'm not even telling you guys to do this. I'm just saying this is what I personally was told to do. If the police ever ask you to, say, search a bag or search your vehicle or search your house, or if they ever want to ask you questions and stuff like that, you legally are allowed to not answer. You're not allowed to lie. So instead of lying, what you would want to say. And again, I'm not telling you to do this. This is what I was told to do. This is not advice or anything like that. And the person I got this from was a law professor. But you would want to say, I'm sorry, officer, I do not wish to have my bag searched, or I do not have anything to say. If there's nothing else, I would like to get a move on with my day, please. Am I free to go? Right? That type of thing. You want to make sure that it is very clear. You want to make sure that it is stated very, very openly, very. You want to make sure it's stated in a way that there's no like ifs, ands, or buts, and there's no way for them to try and construe that as, oh, well, actually, we thought you meant you wanted it. And then you also have to try and make sure that you're like always pushing to get out of the situation. You don't sit there and argue with them, just continuously going, I'm sorry, officer, I have nothing to say. I'm sorry, officer, I have nothing to say. I'm sorry, officer, if I have nothing to say. You keep repeating that last part about if there's nothing else, I need to move on. I need to continue on with my day and everything like that, you know? There was oh, Susie Smells. Susie underscore Smells. Thank you for the follow on Kick. Thank you very much for that follow. I appreciate it. But again, this is not legal advice. I am not a lawyer. I am not a law professor. I'm a fucking MMA guy, which means I know everything. No, jokes aside, I'm not telling you how to handle it. I'm telling you what I was told by somebody who has studied law. They have a degree in law. I've but yeah, anyway, um, I'm from New York City, where stop and frisk was a thing, different in certain places where they can legally violate your rights. Yeah, and it is tough because stop and frisk definitely saved lives. You know, I think it should like stop and frisk is one of those things where it's like, okay, on one hand, I disagree with it theoretically, I disagree with it on from a principled state, but also as long as the cops are targeting the right guys, I got to be honest with you. I can look the other way in certain circumstances. I may not love it from I may not love it from a not pragmatic. I may not love it from the standpoint of somebody who has the opinions that I do, who has the beliefs that I do, but also I'm a hypocrite and I'm totally okay with being one. As call me a hypocrite. It's totally cool. I am. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm a fucking hypocrite. What do you want? What do you fucking want? You know, that's the problem with a lot of people today is so many people have a problem. So that's the problem is so many people have a problem with the idea of not appearing to be ideologically consistent, right? That's the word that I was looking for was ideological or ideologically. That's like the worst fear that a lot of people have. And that is two things. That is two things. One, it is the product of the internet and debate culture and everything like that, you know, and that even though like the skeptic community were the quote unquote good guys of that first Trump presidency, um, they are partially to blame for that. Right, everything became a debate me, bro, kind of situation, free marketplace of ideas, and all this other shit. But then also the other side of it is that we were conditioned to ask permission from the neoliberal establishment and neoliberal elite, neoliberal and communist and whatever, everything. Neoliberal and communist are basically the same fucking thing anyway, but you get the idea, right? We have been programmed to seek the approval of the left wing establishment in everything we do. Instead of saying, no, these are my beliefs and that's what they are, go fuck yourself. You don't got to like them. In fact, I would expect you to not like them because after all, they are the opposite of what you are and the opposite of what you want for the world. So of course you would dislike it, right? Instead of being that way and being unapologetic about it, our answer to a lot of these things is to be like, no, but no, actually, I'm not a Nazi. No, I'm not racist. Either that, or but no, but here's how it's actually a good thing. Here's how it's a good thing, and here's how what you're doing is a bad thing. They've already made up their minds. Why would you try to convince them of anything? There's nothing to convince them of. They've already made up their mind. Let them have their made up mind. And instead of you trying to get them to approve of you, why don't you just make power grabs? Why don't you infiltrate institutions? I know I'm not doing that great of a job of that myself. It's not like I became a lawyer or anything like that. I know I would have been a good lawyer, but I didn't put any effort into that, right? It's not like I am infiltrating like fucking some organization or institution or anything like that. I'm not a college professor low key red pilling all of my students or anything like that. That's not what I'm doing. But like if you have a position, if you have an opening to do something like that, you might as well do it, and you might as well say fuck you to anybody who tries to concern troll or tries to be like you're a Nazi, or like, oh but that's right wing and your right wing is bad, and we're trying to be tolerant and all this other shit. It's like they're never going to love you. They love to hate you is the thing. They are always trying to find a way to get at you in that way. So you need to stop trying to bring them over to the light side, because they're never going to. There's a certain point where you have to be able to look at your fellow man and say you are a lost cause, and that's that, and I am going to try and take you down, not physically, not violently, but through the legal means that we have, right? You are going to be disenfranchised. We are not going to allow you to vote. If we can change some laws around to make it so that you cannot vote, we will do that. We will infiltrate institutions. We will take everything that you have ever loved away from you via the infiltration of these institutions, right? Because that's what the left wing has done to us. It's funny. When the youth were considered to be extremely left wing, or at least left wing by the standards of the day, we were getting all these talks and all these calls about, no, we should make the voting age 16 is what we should do. Kids, look, the children are the future, and the children are smart. And you know what? If we listened to the children, I bet the world would be a much better place if we would just listen to the children sometimes. Now that children are increasingly more right wing, you have now that children are increasingly more right wing, all of a sudden they want children banned off of social media. They don't want children to be able to participate in the free market of ideas, right? The marketplace of ideas, or any of that other intellectual dark web, internet skeptic community type shit. It's bonkers, but it's exactly the kind of power play that you would expect from people who are playing to win. We need to play to win just as much. And what I was about to say was, I can't tell you the amount of times I've been around some Zoomers. I'm talking like kids between the ages of like 10 and like 18, 19, and I hear them say some out of pocket shit. I'm at a fireworks display, excuse me, a couple of weeks ago for the 4th of July. I believe it was July 3rd. It was a Friday, the Friday before July 4th, which I'm pretty sure was July 3rd. But anywho, I'm in line at a concession stand, and there are these rowdy kids. There's like 5 or 6 of them behind me, and they're all fucking around and shit like that. And one of them is like, "You're racist?" I don't even know what was being said before. This stuck out to me. One of the kids was like, "You're racist?" And this kid, who I'm pretty sure was some kind of Asian or some kind of Latino or something like that, he's like, "Of course I am. You're just figuring this out?" It's like crazy to see that that's the way the kids are today. They're just like openly, they avow that type of stuff. And it's because it's edgy is what it is, right? It's because it's edgy, it's because it's trendy. But like the fact that they're able to get away with that now is like, whoa, that is wild. So it's no wonder the establishment is now like, no, we need to ban kids from social media is what we need to do, because we don't want them to have a say in the free marketplace of ideas until they are old enough as to where maybe we can get them into a college that will teach them about social Marxist bullshit. Once we can teach them about trans butt sex, maybe they'll be like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't be a racist. I'm not even saying that's a good thing that the kids are racist. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like the point being that now that the kids are not under the explicit control of the groomers don't want the kids to have a say in anything. It's really interesting. Proof there's hope, says Susie Smells. Yeah. They're a little bit unrefined, right? You don't need to be racist in that way. You don't need to be shouting things like that to the rooftops or anything like that. But at the very least, they are questioning some aspect of that neoliberal social order that will tell them that just because they are white and just because they're male that they're racist misogynists and things like that, or in the case of that Asian slash Latino kid, just because he doesn't hate white people, well, he's got some kind of internalized racism or something like that, you know. It's They're unrefined, but children are unrefined. That's just the way it is. That's the way they are. But at the very least, maybe as time goes on, they will become a little bit more refined. We just have to make sure that we're being good role models for them, and that's what I try to do. Right? I'm not preaching racism to the kids in my jujitsu class or anything like that, but I'm teaching them that they can be strong men, regardless of their race, religion, creed, or anything like that. And then the girls, I'm showing them what like a good man does, the way a good man behaves and stuff like that, you know, so that when they are older, and it does come time for them to date, they'll be like, oh, these are the qualities that I want in a man, right? These are the qualities that I want to follow and things like that. That's what I'm trying my best to do, you know? So you take a kid who he's messy, he's unrefined, and you put him around somebody who is trying their best to be as refined as they can, and good things are going to happen, right? They're not going to be yelling about how they are racist in public or anything like that as though that's a good thing. But they will grow to realize that like all the trans shit is just that, it's shit. All of the racial bullshit going on in the world, that is that, it's just bullshit, you know? The BLM bullshit. But anyway, you don't understand, Mom. TikTok is not a phase. Exactly. Exactly. Oh boy. It starts with memes. The next thing you know, they're reading Mosley. Oh boy. Oh boy. Can't have that. I want to make a new version of Boy Scouts, but not gay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that would be a good one. You know, that would be a good one. Um, Professor Scott would just be like, today we're going to learn about Hitler again, and he's supposed to teach math. It's like, Professor Scott, I thought this was a math class. Hold on, let me check my itinerary. Yeah, it says Calculus 1 with Professor Scott. What's going on here? Anyway, um, good faith debate is something to be had among friends, not enemies. Exactly. You know, they're your enemies because they're not operating in good faith. There's a difference between a detractor and an enemy. A detractor will at least operate in good faith. They want the same thing as you. They just think that you are incapable of bringing to light or to fruition that thing. But an enemy is going to act in bad faith. They're going to be uncharitable to you. Let's check in on the let's check in on this thing. Yeah, we are still not here. Is this bingo or bon? Yeah, this is bingo and bongo, bro. I talked to somebody that I haven't talked to in a long time. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna name them, and it wasn't them specifically that was doing this, but I talked to him about Fish Tank. He was somebody that I wanted to invite on Fish Tank because he had a little bit of clout. And I thought he would be interesting to have on Fish Tank Blood Games, right? And I was talking to him about the situation with Blood Games, and I was like, "Hey, my bad, bro. I left you on red. That was because like Blood Games fell apart." And he was like, "Oh, that's all right. You know, I have a friend who is like really obsessed with Fish Tank. Like he absolutely loves Bongo. He does not stop talking about her. I walked in on him jacking off the Fish Tank once. It was like that was like whoa. I did not. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, that is crazy. That is fucking crazy, dude. Um. Anyway, anyway. Oh. It seems like they're back. It seems like they might be back. Ah, come on, get to the live. I saw somebody saying "fuck off, cop." Asked those questions 2 hours ago. Oh man, it almost looks like ooh, maybe we are huh. Yeah, it looks like maybe that's the end. Looks like maybe that was the end of it. Wait, you're not supposed to jack off the fish tank? I thought that was the whole point of the show. I mean, I thought so too, but I don't know. I guess that's supposed to be weird or something. I don't know. I mean, like I said, if somebody sends me video of the swatting, I'll go ahead and I will react to that. You know, man, this Bink stream, bro. This fucking Bink stream, bro. It's like, all right, okay, Binks, okay. I mean, look, she's at work right now. This is my understanding. This is what she does for work, I guess. So I guess I can't blame her too much. It's just like I don't watch streamers like this. I don't watch titty streamers. I don't know if that's what they're still called, right? But you know, back in the day, they were titty streamers. I don't watch streamers like that. So it's like, ah man, like fuck. Like I mean, look, I'm not I like girls, okay? I don't know who needs to hear this, but I really like girls. I'll say it louder for the people in back. I really like girls, okay? I swear, I like girls, okay? All right? You got to believe me, dude. You got to fucking believe me, dude. But uh uh it's just like constantly having to see like cleavage, booty, midriff. It's like okay, I get it. What about her personality? You know, yeah, tits are great, but what about her personality? You know that I just can we just like talk? Can we just like talk? Why can't we just like have a conversation? You know, can't we just like talk about life and like the universe and stuff like that, please? All right, so. They're playing the fucking beer pong, kid. I wonder how Bash is doing. I'm wondering how Bashir is doing. Hope he's doing all right with all the fucking alcohol that's around. I'm sure you know. Is this grabbing a stranger by the collar and screaming "I like girls" in their face and refusing to let go or stop? Is sometimes you got to do it to make sure everybody knows you're not gay. You know. Sometimes you got to let people know you're not packing fudge. That's just the way it is. Oh no, go to the last 40 minutes of James Drake's stream. It has the best angle of when they got swatted. Okay. I didn't even think to go to James Drake's stream. That was a good idea. That was a good idea. Oh, and I guess it seems as though they are back, like back, but apparently it's being annoying. So I will go ahead. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. I would guess it was this one, right? I would guess it was this one. Oh, there it is. Oh, so yeah, this was like right before the swatting happened. It's the dude with the FX3, the fucking dude with the FX3. That's so funny, man.
I tried going on my stream and it like made it my whole coffee is like cold. The menthol just froze everything.
Thick, fuck, thick German accent. 4 plus 5 equals 9.
Full redemption arc here. Say it one more time.
The fuck is fish tank? Says Susie smells the best show in the world. Kind of sucks that Binks is hot, ruining my taste in women, bro. Like I have.
Brandon texted in his Discord that he hopes you have some of that GHB in your massive bag of pills. He requested you spike his drink subtly because he doesn't want others to know he wants you.
Yo, like real quick, right?
GHB in your massive bag of pills. He requested you spike his drink subtly.
Come on, dude. It's a little blurry, but like, look at fucking Blaine, bro. He looks straight up Asian. He looks like if he was a little more white than Asian. It's like so funny the way that thing actually makes him look the part. But Binks is actually e-girl slang for tits and ass. Not a lot of people know that. Oh boy.
Drama nonstop, and you have people leaking shit on your own Discord server that you probably don't want, being out in the public.
Can you blame me?
To fucking see.
No, sir.
Plus, you have
No, sir, you can't.
Weirdos who will probably be in there mostly. right? And knowing me, I probably will run a free fucking country of a Discord server.
Guys, chill.
This must be it. I was gonna say, like, yeah, like Binks is attractive. Don't get me wrong, right? I can talk about this objectively. All right, I can talk about it objectively. That's all I'm doing when I talk about who I think is cute and not, right? Um, fucking, but like, I dated a girl, right? It was like at the height of the big titty goth girl meme, and I dated a girl like that. Like I don't think I need to look that hard, right? I did it was a patron exclusive video back when I was doing those, where I actually showed this girl not in her entirety. I did quite a bit to make sure the picture was censored as best I could, right? But like just to show you as an example, right? Like this is the girl I was dating. She was literally a big titty goth girl. This is not a made up story. I'm telling the truth. Like I did date this girl. This shit did happen, you know. She was just like it was so awful dating her. And I really did like her, but it's just the whole big titty goth girl hoe thing. Like she was a slut, you know. It just is what it is. She was a slut. And I did not need that in my life, but I tried to make it work with her because, you know, I was 23 years old and, you know, still very naive, even as a MGTOW. Um, and it's like that has scarred me where like even though physically I find it to be attractive, mentally there's just a block there where I'm like, oh nah, I can only imagine why she dyes her hair like that. I can only imagine why she dresses like that and everything, you know. Not even talking about Binks specifically, right? What I'm talking about is like just that kind of girl in general, you know. They don't do that for no reason, right? A lot of the time they do it either A, because it's a trend and they're trying to hop on a trend, which is kind of disingenuous, or B, they do it because like they weren't a part of that like cool girl crowd in school. And because of that, they decided they would just be like the anti cool girl is essentially what happened. You know, they couldn't hang with the preps, or if they did, eventually they discovered like red jumpsuit apparatus and they were like, well, this is really cool. And all their friends were listening to like bubblegum pop type bullshit, One Direction and everything like that. So because of that, they were like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna like dye my hair and be an emo now. And you know, one thing leads to another. Right. And it's just like they're not that way. They don't dress that way because they're right in the head. And again, not even trying to shit on Binks personally. I'm talking about every other girl that dyes her hair different colors. Okay. Let's think of it that way. I'm sure Binks is a lovely lady, but that's why like it's hard for me. It's hard for me to look at someone like Binks or even like the way Mizzy does. I feel like Mizzy has kind of calmed down with it a little bit. Um, but like even the way like Mizzy did during season 3, I can't help but look at that and just see the girl I dated and want to start immediately talking mad shit. Just trying to get on their nerves as much as possible, you know. Do the things Sam does when he doesn't like you. When Sam doesn't like you, he shits on you in a way that either A, you're too dumb to realize, or B, maybe you do realize it, but if you react the wrong way, which most people will, excuse me, you know, you're just gonna make yourself look like even more of an idiot, you know. Anyway, James J recreating the season 4 ending. Interesting.
Getting swatted.
Oh shit.
Stream up.
Wait, please, right here.
Getting swatted.
Stream
Hang on.
on.
Hang on.
No, the last thing you do is go stream off. The last thing you do is go stream off. You need everything recorded, especially if you are gonna bring a case against them. You want absolutely positively everything recorded. You know, one of the reasons, right? One of the reasons why when the Boston bombing went down and they declared martial law in Watertown, and I think there was another place, Waltham, Watertown, and I believe Waltham. I think it was. I know it was definitely Watertown though. The reason why nobody was able to successfully sue the Mass State Police or anybody else is because I guess at least this is what I heard. Um, Nobody objected. Nobody was like, hey, I don't like this. I don't want this. Like, I don't accept this. I do not consent. I do not wish. All that other stuff. If somebody was like, hey, this is not cool, and if they forced the issue, especially if they were like, no, I'm going to leave my house whenever I feel like. I'm going to the store now. Goodbye. If somebody forced the issue and something happened, then they would have had $1 million lawsuit on their hands. But and more importantly, it would have set a precedent that says just because something bad happened doesn't mean you get to lock down the whole street. That's not how that works, you know? And nobody did that. Everybody just kind of was like, oh, all right. And because of that, like the cops were able to just do what they did. They were able to play cowboy for like, I think it was a day or two or something like that. And they weren't even the ones that found him. It was like somebody was going to check their something in their backyard, and they heard Johar, Dohar, whatever his fucking dumbass name was. They heard him moving around inside the boat, and they were like, oh shit, and they called the cops. You know, it's ridiculous. Big titty goth girl, no thanks. I'll take my aristocratically sized, large, B cup, thin, hourglass shaped grunge queen with a healthy relationship with her father. Yeah, that's probably a little bit better. Sam Hot is that guy, that type of guy that's always gonna get the best of you. Yeah, you know, a lot of the time, you know. Oh man, look at this. Yo, I would hate to be the guy walking out with the camera, because you know what? Imagine they think, right? Like, imagine they think that's a gun, the dude walking out with the camera. That would be fucking bonkers. And I love these cops, right? He's like, everybody walk out with your hands up, put the camera down. That's not like a, hey, we're here and we're scared that there might be like somebody getting ready to kill people thing, you know? Excuse me. Trying to floss, but that's a, hey, we're here because we want to be here. We're having fun with this.
Everybody turn around. Walk backwards.
Put the camera down.
That's it.
Keep your hands up.
Put it down, bro. Come on.
Turn around.
Yeah, that's what this situation needs, is a screaming woman.
Come on. Hurry up. Put it down. Hurry up. Come on, man. Just come on. Just come on.
Weak knees.
Yeah, put it down, hurry up! It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Point a fucking gun at him like that. Eat shit. Fucking pussy.
In the house.
Hey, just handcuff him.
Like, you're pointing a gun at me. I ain't telling you shit. Sorry.
You can't tell me nothing.
Like, yeah, handcuff everybody. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ho, there he is. There he fucking is. Cop of the year. He took first and second place in Cop of the Year in this fucking municipality. I guarantee you. Holy fucking balls. Look, I know I'm not exactly a paragon of health right now, you know, but man, imagine being a cop and being like this. Imagine being a cop and being like this. I at least had the sense last year when I was going to enter a striking tournament. I went to a tournament, right? It was a Chinese martial arts tournament, but they had some actually good shit there. They had like Shuai Jiao, which is a form of Chinese jacket wrestling. I decided I would try that out. And then after that, I was also going to do a Sanda competition, which is kickboxing. I was going to do a Sanda tournament, kickboxing tournament. I was going to have to fight like 2 or 3 guys back to back, right? Excuse me. I did the Shuai Jiao, and I was so beat up from that. I was so tired. I started coughing like a cigarette addict. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe I don't deserve to be able to do this. Maybe it's a stupid idea for me to try to do this. Meanwhile, you got cops. You got fucking idiot cops like this. I'll give him credit, though. This cop was a little bit nicer. You got this dude right here who I guarantee you he is the worst fucking guy you could ever run into anywhere. Not because he's dangerous, but because he's fucking annoying. You know, he's playing operator. You see how he came around the corner, right? You can see how he comes around the corner. He like that, like he's Mr. Tactical, you know. Oh, I need to slice the pie. Look at how he comes around the corner, right?
Hey, watch his waist.
Oh.
Hurry up. Put it down. Hurry up. Come on, man.
Like you got to be fucking kidding me. I'll give Fatso the benefit of the doubt here, where at the very least he was like, hey, come on, man. Like you can tell in his voice. He doesn't want anything bad to happen. He just wants this to be over as soon as possible with nobody getting hurt at all. You can at least tell that's kind of his attitude, but you got this fucking guy. And I love how he's 5'3". Of course, he's got to be 5'3". He's got to have that Napoleon complex. God hates fat cops and short cops.
Turn around. Is anybody out there? Is anybody out? I don't know. Who else is in the house? Keep walking backwards. Who else is in the house? Hey.
That's the right answer, by the way. Especially if you know nobody's in the house. That is the right answer.
Where's it? Where we go? I'll get out of the cabin.
His massive gut comes into frame before his gun really does it. Hold up. Let me, I want to see.
Is anybody out? I don't know.
We're going to try and pause on that. Holy shit. Holy shit. You are correct. You are correct. Wow. That is wild.
Just handcuff him.
See, nobody's even in charge right now. I don't mean to keep pausing right at this moment, but nobody's even in charge right now. You got this dude screaming, you got this dude saying, "Hey man, come on, man." You got this dude, like, I think he was asking who else is in the house, right? And then you got one of these dudes, I think it was this dude, who was like, handcuff him. It's like, who's in charge here? Are you guys all just showing up and everyone, like, is this a too many chiefs, not enough Indians thing? Is this a too many cooks, not enough waiters thing? What the fuck is going on here? Who's in charge? Which one of you guys is actually the one calling the shots here? Why are you showing up and you're all the same rank? Bert was in the house? Oh, that's funny as fuck. I will say, that is funny as fuck, you know? But I also wouldn't have said shit either, even if Bert was in the house. Not just because it's Bert, but because, like, honestly, go fuck yourselves, you know? I'm not talking to you. You know, you shoot my friend, like, that's on you. Alex B has died in a shootout with the cops. I believe it. I fucking believe it. Sir, you are black. Points gun at Bert, says son of Solaris. Oh boy.
Hold on. Let's get that one right there. And handcuffs first. Get the female handcuffs.
We got what looks like another fat dude. Again, who's calling the shots? This guy, like, okay, we'll go in, but only have, like, is this a stack? Is this nut to butt in a stack right now? You know? It's like, fucking A, dude. Again, nobody's in charge. Everybody's just, like, calling the shots. Everyone's trying to feel like Mr. Operator and everything like that. You got this dude right here who he's got the little, like, the knee bend, and he's looking around like, literally the type of shit that I did in blood games. Like, the shit that, I'll be honest with you, I had one guy who was like a special forces dude give me a couple of shooting tips once, and I used those for blood games. Everything else, which was 90% of what I showed everybody that I tried to show any kind of shooting to, I fucking made up on the fly. I completely made it up. Right? And that's what this dude's doing right now. He's doing the Cage the Daywalker here with the rifle that is 3/4 of his size. This rifle is too big for this man. Who gave this guy the rifle? This dude and this dude should switch. He should be point with what looks like the shotgun, and he should be behind him with the fucking AR. The only thing I could say is that I bet this dude feels real safe having fucking Bubba right here, right in front of him, going into the house. I bet he feels real safe and real nice, you know? It's like, holy fuck. Why can't these retards ever swap people who deserve it, convicted child molesters and murderers or something? Oh yeah, you know, it's like, look, it shouldn't be happening to anybody, but you know what? If you got some dude who's like, you know, some dude bragging about map type stuff, it's like, yeah, you should probably, well, no, you shouldn't, because swatting's a crime. Swatting's a crime, right? Excuse me. But if it was going to happen, you would want to see it happen to somebody who is like, you know, it makes the world a bit of a better place, I guess, you know?
75,
This is like their Super Bowl, exactly by the tone. This is their Super Bowl. Oh boy. Wow. This is a very tactical. Let's go over that one again, especially because I didn't see there's a female cop here. And
7533 County. We're gonna make entry to the house clear. Go, let's go.
oh yes. Look at him. This fucking sorry excuse of a fucking like anything. You could tell me this is the 4 out of 5 of the starting lineup of like a local rec league basketball team. I would be like, wow, what a sorry sack of fucking losers they are. Holy shit. Especially this one right here. Like where's her gun? She's got a pistol, right? She's got a pistol, just walking, pistol down, not even like ready, right? Like Sam makes fun of the people, right? I have a blower. I have a blower here. I have a blower here, right? But like fucking like Sam makes fun of the tactical shooter guys and everything like that, rightfully so, because those guys suck. But like you're gonna walk in to the place that you apparently, according to you, has some kind of hostage situation or some kind of clear and present danger that necessitates you to violate their rights under the Constitution. And that's how you're gonna walk in. Is your gun's gonna be like this. You're not gonna be here in your workspace, ready to present. You're not gonna be like that. No. You're just gonna, all right, and you're gonna stride. And I hate this dude. I fucking hate this guy with a passion. I would love to meet this dude when he's off duty and convince him to sign the waiver at a gym so that I could kick his head like a soccer ball. I would love to be able to do something like that. Legally, this is not a threat. I don't even know who this guy is, right? I'm just saying, if I could get him into a gym and we both sign waivers and we do some sparring, we go in on sparring day, I would love to do some shit to this guy, right? But like at the very least, this guy's playing the part a little bit. I can almost kind of respect it in comparison to this chick who like he is at least like, okay, this is supposed to be a potentially deadly situation. This is supposed to be a situation that's so serious we can't wait for a warrant. We just gotta go is what we gotta do. So I'm gonna walk around the corner. Put it down. I'm gonna talk like that. Yeah, fucking sure. At least this dude is kind of playing the part, is what I'm saying. This fucking one right here, holy shit. You know, and Bird is in real danger right now.
Put your hands up.
Go. Take him.
Get on your knees.
Imagine how scared they must be for Bert right now, though. Like that would be like, ooh, that would be scary. You know, that would be scary. Amazing breakdown. Thank you, Jewish Homo Pride 166. I appreciate that. Looks like the cast of a Christopher Nolan movie. Yeah, they're the cops that the Batman has to bail out of like a bad situation. They're the cops that like they get beat up by the Joker's henchmen or like Bane's henchmen or fucking anybody. Like some random like muggers are able to outsmart them and kick their asses, and the Batman has to swoop in and be like, "You're not going anywhere," and beat the hell out of the bad guys. And then the cops are like, "Whoa, I guess we were wrong about you, Batman." And he's like, "It's all in a day's work," or whatever Batman would say. They should be scared of Bert. He'll sue them or something. Honestly, they probably should be. I would love to see Bert sue and win. They walk in, Bert's fully erect, just start yelling, "Gun, gun." Oh gosh, I'd believe it. I'd believe it. They'd be the cops stuck in the subway for a month in Dark Knight. That's exactly what they would be, you know? Like every... Everybody has a habit of trying to identify with like the main character or the the protagonist, you know, or the hero or the most badass character and things like that. But like most people would just be the ones stuck in the sewer for months. They would be the ones who stupidly decided to go down into the sewers and then get trapped there, you know? And Bert plays Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Do you want to see my dick? I'm Batman. Bert, holy shit. I'm Bertman. I feel like I could do a good Bert. You hear him, right? You hear him? You hear how he perked up. He's like, I got another cabin back here. He's like, oh fuck, shit. Oh damn. We didn't find anything. Oh, this was all for nothing. Oh, guys. There's another cabin. Guys, look. You see that? Another cabin. Whoa, yeah. Hooray. Maybe we have another chance. Maybe we'll find something. I am the knight. I could definitely do a good Bert. I just have to hear more of him, which it's tough to hear him talk because everything he says is about penis. So, you know. I'm Birdman. I'm the knight. I don't want to skip forward too much because, like, I don't want to miss anything. But, like, right now, I feel like is a skippable thing. I love how they're all wearing the same shirts right now, too. They all have the same shirts on, so they look like a cult. They look like it's some Marshall Applewhite type shit. That's the best. That's one of the low-key best parts about all this. Man, oh, man. If you're gonna do Bert, commit to the bit and do blackface. Oh man. Where's the shoe polish? Someone on X said these dudes are looking harder for something to warrant an arrest than any contestant competed in any fish tank challenge. Oh yeah, 100%, you know? Because again, that's what policing is about today. It's not, oh, I'm sorry, citizen. Sorry for the sorry. Oh boy, I can making a prediction. This one's going to be the worst out of all of them. That's not the same one from earlier, right? That's not the same one from the he didn't. Where are we right now? We're at 210. He is not. Yeah, no, that is a different guy. I would pause it. You can literally see things getting darker. That's like really weird. Like you can see it get darker. That's pretty crazy. You're usually not paying attention to the sun going down, you know? Like you look outside, it's this light and you go back to doing what you're doing and then you look outside like a half hour later and it's dark. It's funny to see the like, oh, damn, that's how quick it goes down. I would posit that, dude, where the hell is he? This guy right here is the guy that was walking. I would bet that he's probably the worst out of all of them. There's just something about the guy who wears the black shirt and the tactical pants and the black hat. He wants to be different from everybody else, you know? He's unique. He's unique is what he is, you know? Funny part about Marshall Applewhite is he was right about everything. Of course he was. Of course he was. Oh.
Hey, Blaine, at least you can see it's a verse.
For me, at least, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
No, we're on a live streaming platform called Kick, but our community is really toxic. And like, there's this guy named Slacker Blue who purposefully like uses.
Oh man, Slacker Blue. Oh boy. Oh boy. You see, I thought the cops were talking about stuff because I heard someone say, but that's not illegal. And I thought the cops were like talking about, oh, well, what can we bring them in for? But yeah, like that's what policing is about today. It's like stop somebody, harass them, keep them from being able to move freely, basically kidnap them. Like this is tantamount to kidnapping. You know, you're inhibiting somebody's free movement. Um, and what's it called, like then you just look for the crime, you look for something you can bring them in on. It's not about what they were actually doing, it's about what you can try and find, and that's what they consider to be good police work. And that's one of the reasons why, even though I would be really good at being a cop, I would not want to become a cop, and I don't become a cop because I would be really good on paper as a cop. I would be good at being able to take dudes down. I would be good at being able to uh, talk people down from doing certain things and stuff like that. Like the things that we typically associate with being a cop, I would be good at. But the things that actually, by the standards of any of these fucking assholes in the tactical gear, by the standard of any of these people, I would not be good at. I would be the guy that pulls somebody over, and the first time they say, sorry, officer, I don't want to have my car searched, I'd be like, all right, well, get on out of here then. There wouldn't be any, oh, well, what are you trying to hide? I mean, you're making this a lot harder than it needs to be, dude. You know, look, all you got to do is just hop out the car and I can search real quick. And if there's nothing in there, like you're going to go free. Like, I don't see what the big deal is. You're not hiding anything, are you? I mean, if I was hiding something, I wouldn't want my car to be searched. I'm not going to sit here and try and grind somebody into a search or grind somebody into incriminating themselves or anything like that. You know, I'm going to respect somebody's rights is what I'm going to do. And because of that, I would not be very popular on the force. And that's my favorite cope from boomers, especially. And the Gen Xers are the new boomers as well. You get the old boomers and then you get the new boomers. They love to be like, well, why don't you become a cop and you can change it? It's like, yeah, a rookie cop is going to join the force and he's going to be squeaky clean and he's going to be able to move up the ranks. He's not going to get kicked out of the force or kept at a low rank for his entire fucking career. That's definitely not going to happen. It's I'm going to join the force, and on my second day, they're going to be like, wow, I saw how you respected the Constitution. I saw how you respected the rights of that person. And you know what? You're the chief now, bud. That's right. You, Officer Sullivan, you're the chief now. That's how much we value the Constitution around this department, sir. You're gonna be the chief, and you're gonna clean up the department, is what you're gonna do. Yeah, that's how that works. Fucking totally. I know somebody who, because people don't realize about this with cops. You are a probate when you first become a cop. When you're a rookie, you are doing a probationary period of however many months. It could be 6, it could be 8, could be 12. I forget, but if you do anything at all that rubs the higher ups the wrong way, if you're even like a little bit fucking annoying, they get the fuck rid of you. That's what happened to a girl that was teaching at my gym, right? She wasn't a martial artist. She was just a general like personal trainer. She was running a fitness class. It was like cardio kickboxing sort of. And she became a cop, and I think it took her like 6 or 7 months until she was let go. And the reason why she was let go is because she took a picture that was used on promotional material for my gym. But the thing is, that's not the real reason. I don't think they would have had a problem with that because my coach is very, very tight with a lot of fucking, I almost said state troopers because he knows more state troopers than he does local cops. But he's really tight with a lot of the local cops in my area and a lot of staties as well. And like I think that they would have been okay with that. The truth is, she probably did something that rubbed somebody the wrong way, and because of that, they used that as an excuse to be like, "Yeah, you see, this is why we're getting rid of you because you used your position as a police officer for some kind of advertisement for this gym. So we're not. No. And that is exactly what is going to happen. They might give me like a couple of times where I pull somebody over and they're like, no, I'm sorry, officer, I don't want my car to be searched. And I'm like, okay, get out of here. Before they're like, okay, we got to find a reason. Oh, hey, you left the car door unlocked one day. So that's not securing your equipment. You're fired for that. You know, it's like, holy fucking shit. Bro, the worst is going to be the zillennials raised by boomers who never did an ounce of introspection and became copy pasted boomers. Oh yeah, 100%. You know, the people my age, the zillennials. I hate using that word, but you know, that's what a lot of people will define them as. They'll describe them as people who between like 86 or 87 and like 96 and 97, that 10-year block. They definitely are. They're going to be the boomers part 2, except they're not going to have the economy to back them up. So they're going to be trying to squeeze blood out of a stone, and they're going to be getting mad that they don't get that blood, and they're going to ruin the world even more because of that, is what's going to happen with the zillennials. It's absolutely positively going to happen. It fucking sucks. It really does. I don't like knowing that everybody in my obviously not everybody, but people in my block, in my age block, they're just soulless husks, uncreative. They lack vitality. It's just so awful having to fucking deal with these people. It sucks. It sucks ass, you know? I can't stand it. Oh, excuse me. Bert getting riddled with bullets as he dies with an erection. That's the most realistic part. That's the most realistic thing that I could think is gonna happen. Boomer curse for 7 generations. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a minute. Even Zoomers are gonna be fucked up in their ways. You know, Zoomer women are arguably worse than millennial women, because even though millennial women are like raging feminists, Zoomer women have largely rejected feminism for elitism, for male elitism, where if you are not in that top 20%, and not even just that, but if you're not in that top like 5%, they think you're a joke. You know, if you're in that top 20%, but you're not in the top 5, like if you're the top 10, the top 15, they might give you the time of day a little bit, but overall, they're never really going to chase you like that, you know? You're kind of in that place where you could hit on them and you would have success, but they're not going to chase you, is kind of what the situation is, you know? If you're in that 80%, that is like, you know, outside of that, it's going to be a lot harder for you. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, okay? But it is going to be a lot harder for you if you're a Zoomer, if you're someone between the ages of like, you know, and I know Gen A is in like middle school and even getting into high school now, but like if you're in that early Gen A to late Zoomer category, it's going to be pretty tough for you. It will. Not impossible, but it's going to be a lot harder, you know? People say the stereotype with millennials is that like they were just obsessed with like sex all the time, and that is definitely true, but at least they got to have sex. At least they got to have girlfriends and things like that, you know? You would see like weirdo guy get with weirdo girl. You would see like you would see like different matches, you know, people going to parties, you know, getting laid and stuff like that, you know? You would at least see that. Not that it's not degenerate. It's degenerate, and, you know, it's better for you to be a virgin. But, like, what I'm saying is, was it healthier? I don't know if it was healthier, but you know what? At least people were not going completely and totally without, and at least they weren't getting that upset about it. And at least they weren't being, like, disrespected to their face. Like, you happen to walk by a girl at the gym and now you're on TikTok. You see a girl at a club and she's with her friends, and you walk over and you say, "Hey, my name's Scott. I just happen to notice you. I think you're really pretty." And now she's got her phone out like, "Hey, look at this fucking guy trying to hit on me. What a fucking idiot." Like, you wouldn't get that kind of thing when I was, like, say, a senior in high school, you know? You wouldn't. You could go to a party and talk to a girl. It's all good. You could go to a club or a bar and talk to a girl. You could see a girl somewhere, and if you were, like, good enough at striking up conversation, you could do so in a way that was not completely and totally, like, jarring, and you might actually have some success, you know? So that's something that I do feel bad with the Zoomers for, and my advice would be stop giving a fuck, you know? Most of the time when you talk to a girl, you're not going to end up on TikTok. You're not going to end up on social media. Most of the time, she's not going to be completely shitty. And if she is completely shitty, well, then fuck her. She's a piece of shit. That says more about her than you. And, oh man, I didn't I think they said there were 2,000 watching, so don't mess up. I think that's what that said. But my advice would be to stop giving a fuck. Stop listening to what women tell you they want. Women don't know what they want. They have no fucking clue, you know. And stop caring about the opinions of women, because like, why would you care about the opinion of a woman about like you as a person? That's ridiculous. You know, I'd sooner care whether a dog likes me or not than whether a woman likes me or not, if I'm being completely and totally honest with you. And it's easier for me to say that now that I'm married, right? I love my wife, and I do care what she thinks about me. But like, even if I was single, I'd be like, ah, she's cute. I hit on her. Oh, it goes south completely. Now she thinks I'm a weirdo. Whatever, bro. Who cares? You know, it's like I told that story about being outside of my grocery store job when I was 19, and this like 40-something-year-old black dude is like hitting on this chick as she's walking by, and she doesn't even look in his direction, and he's like, ah, she a dyke, and we all laughed about it. It's like that was funny. That was funny what he said, the way he bursted out with that after he completely whiffed. That was funny as hell, you know. And that's kind of the attitude you have to have. It's like there's that song, The Boys Are Back in Town. Like, if that chick don't want to know, forget her. That's what you have to have, you know. And I don't think there's tons of Zoomers that have issues with women watching me right now, but I'm just saying that because that's the topic of conversation that we happen to be on right now, you know. Scott, Gen Z women owe me sex, Sullivan. I'm gonna get that tattooed on me. I'm gonna get that tattooed on my back. What's going on, Blitz Comment? What's going on? Andrew Maness says, no, too much trouble, no thanks. That's why I'm sticking to swimming, Muay Thai, and Jiu-Jitsu. Oh yeah, you know, and it's better to not be fucking around with a ton of hoes is the thing too. Like, if I could go back and be a virgin when I met my wife, I would, you know, and I would want my wife to be a virgin for me too. Unfortunately, we weren't, right? It is what it is. What you gonna do, you know? I'm not clean. I'm not going to expect my wife to be completely clean either, you know? But it would have been nice if we were both virgins for each other. It would have been good, you know? And it's better for you to not be, like, messing with all these women, because even though men can get away with it a little bit easier than women can, it doesn't mean that it's good. You know, there are bad things that happen when you're a dude who's, like, always trying to fuck tons of hoes and stuff like that, you know? Bert must have had something on him. There's no way he ran to the bathroom with after hearing of a swatting if he didn't have gear on him. Wouldn't surprise me, you know. Like, I mean, Bert's kind of a party animal, from my understanding. You know, he's probably into some kind of something. You know, I'm not saying that's the truth, but it wouldn't surprise me. You know, that's the smart move. You know, when and I don't need to tell that story. It was a weed story. It wasn't like a hard drug story, but like I had to do something similar because when I got kicked out of my parents' house when I was 19, you know, I had some weed on me when I went to go pick up some of my stuff, and I got into an argument with my mother that resulted in her calling the police, and I had to go, even though weed is decriminalized at that point. To make sure that I didn't run into extra problems, I had to stash the weed in the fucking woods. And like, as soon as I got out of the tree line that I stashed the weed in, I fucking walk up and the cop is like pulling in. I was like, whew, that was a close one, you know? Yeesh. The rumors suggest he sells pills. Hope not, you know? If he did, I hope he flushed them. Fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police. See, I'm trying to see if we can hear anything. Did they, what did they put him in the cars or something? Is that what happened? So why is it black all of a sudden? Did somebody move the camera? Yeah, somebody moved the camera. Yeah, it's probably one of these guys. Did you end up getting the weed out of the woods, or is it still there? Oh yeah, I got the weed out of the woods. You kidding me?
I have no idea.
What they did was they took me to the hospital because instead of logging it as a domestic disturbance, they logged it as a mental health crisis, because they got there and they saw that it was bullshit, and they didn't want to put me in a situation where I was going to be in a ton of trouble, which is one of those situations where the cops actually do the right thing. Actually, the right thing would have been, ma'am, this is ridiculous. Don't ever call us for something like this again. Bye. But like, I guess by law they do have to remove somebody from the house. So it's like, yeah, okay, I guess they were in kind of a rock and a hard place situation. But they brought me to the ER. I spent like an hour or two there. That's just how long it took them to evaluate me. And then I had to walk home, like a 4 or 5 mile journey, because I didn't have any money on me for a cab. I didn't have a smartphone to do an Uber or anything like that. I don't even know if Uber was a thing at that point. I'm pretty sure it was, but even if it was, I didn't have a smartphone to do Uber, you know. Wasn't going to call my family. And by the time I got out, it was like a time of day or time of night where maybe it was longer than a couple hours, you know. Maybe I'm confused on the time frame, but I did have to walk home. It was dark, like down a fucking like state highway, basically, is what I had to do. Yeah, and I waited till the next day, but I went back and I grabbed it. You know. The right thing to do would be to arrest your mom. Honestly, I mean, you're not wrong. You know, you're not wrong. Honestly, putting real Zans on the street is probably a mitzvah. Yeah, at this point, with all the fent that's around, you know, you're probably doing a service, you know. Sorry you had this experience, Scott. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. You know, things are better with me and my parents now, but I obviously am still pretty upset that stuff happened, and my life is a lot harder than it needs to be because it happened. But you know, it is what it is. Fucking, I don't want to trauma dump. There's a difference between what I tend to do, which is I try to tell you guys what I've learned and the importance of certain things, versus me just sitting here like, yeah, it fucking sucks because this and that, you know. I don't want to do the second thing, you know. I want it to be a lesson that I work through partially, and then also somebody who needs to hear it, you know, they can take that and move forward with it, you know. Anyway.
I don't want to mess it up, so.
They have cocaine.
Hold up.
They have cocaine. They were using cocaine on the live stream earlier.
Yo.
They have cocaine. They have cocaine.
That's so crazy. That's so crazy. That is fucked up. But man, if that's not funny as shit, dude. I'm hoping everything worked out fine. I'm hoping everyone's okay, and I would assume everyone's okay because this was a bullshit call in the first place, you know. And assuming everyone's okay, that is a pretty funny TTS. That is a pretty funny TTS. You gotta give him that. You gotta give him that. All right, let's see here. They have cocaine. They have cocaine. They have cocaine. All right, so let's see about Schminks. Let's see about Spinks. Oh, followers only. Okay, yes.
How long was the thing you posted?
I'm a follower. I'm a follower.
He was on his phone silent the entire drive up here, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, are you texting someone? He's like, I'm writing down my thoughts. And then he's like, okay, I just posted all my thoughts. And I was like, how long were your thoughts? Because we were in the car for a long time. And I don't know what he wrote, but I will definitely read it. I will read it.
I wonder if she's gonna shout me out. I wonder if she's gonna shout me out because I followed.
Can you please?
She probably won't.
Why he hasn't gone live yet?
Well, I have my other phone. I haven't figured out
Binks.
all the kinks about
Oh,
our
nah.
stream.
Basilisk.
I can help you look at your phone later. Do you want to talk to them?
I mean, what else is there to say?
You just posted your thing. I don't know.
What?
You can talk about getting swatted. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I tried to keep everyone's spirits high
He really did.
when we were all swatted. But
Why, hello there, Susie Smells.
you know, people were not really following along with my pace. But
How many drinks are you in? Because you're like lit. 2 drinks.
2 drinks.
Bashir's stream is better.
no point of keeping the promise anymore.
It depends on how old I am.
Oh.
I was not able to grow my mustache until I was
Oh no.
Scott Sullivan is fucking. What's the 3 dots mean?
No.
What's the 3 dots supposed to be?
just be patient.
Literally
Sick.
everything was 20 minutes
Is
ago.
that what it is? Scott Sullivan is fucking
Move on.
thick.
Yeah, you just survived the swatting.
Connection?
You're unstoppable.
Sure. Oh, I got 400 beers.
No, being in Cubs for the first time is an experience.
What did you say? You were like, I like this. Why do people complain about this?
Yeah, no, literally my whole thought process while in Cubs is like, why the fuck people complain about this? Yeah, sure, it's uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's not cutting off blood circulation, nor
Oh, the cuffs,
like,
the cuffs.
like,
Well,
each
yeah,
officer
because
has, like different, finger sizes and your wrist sizes are different.
because people are idiots. Either that or yeah,
What is there to
sometimes the
bitch
cops
about?
do cuff you a little too
Because
hard.
It's not going to change the fact that you're cuffed and detained for the moment. So it's
We've had enough swattings now to make a season-long compilation, dude. Honestly,
We're like, it's all of our channels.
I'm just glad I'm just glad nothing has happened. I'm just glad nothing bad has happened. You
well,
know,
I was going to stream today, just like
pulled my neck.
I wasn't really.
I pulled
exactly
my
in the
neck
mood
on this
because I know
side yesterday, and it fucking
my audience will want to talk about the
it
one
hurts.
thing.
It's not as bad as it was, but it hurts just enough.
There's a new challenge. You have to refer to Binks as
All right.
mommy.
No.
Anywho, where's fucking would it be oh no, wait. Wait, is Alex there? Is Alex there? Hold up.
Save that later.
Excuse me. Cause she tagged Alex in there. What the fuck is going on here? I would assume, yeah, I was gonna say, I would assume this is the one.
Keep that cameraman on the
Hold
video
up.
real quick. He's his buddy. It's not like it's not like his work or his buddy.
No, I just started from the beginning and just went.
He does camera for film.
On it.
Because your hair looks really good today, Bash. Thank you,
Because
Sarah.
I was gonna say, and he's doing it. Bashir is like actually.
Oh, because some people thought.
Bashir is like gonna read all of the fucking things.
Damn, that's hilarious.
I wish.
I love the like right up against the face, you know. That's like what my old videos were.
It's so boring that you'll never be on one of these trips.
That's like what
Talking to, man. Me?
that's like
This trip?
what's it called?
I'm on
That's
this trip. Are you talking to someone else?
that's how my original videos were. I did like close-ups of like from here up, and it was like really bad looking. It looked really bad.
Here.
Now you and Bashir have to do an arm wrestling.
I'm going to lose.
He was replying to another chatter. Oh, okay. I can't see that. I can't see the reply thing. Sorry, dog. I gotcha. But to be fair, people have said more psychotic things in my chat, so I just kind of assumed.
Cheese fry.
It was
What-
talking to Dan. Is Dan here? From season 4. Hello, Dan.
So
Jet.
what do we think?
Oh, well, Piezo, listen, man. That's one of the elephants that I completely reject. So you can probably say that on like someone else's stream, to be honest.
One of the
Why am I so
elephants.
close to the camera? Because it's dark. I feel like at least it should be like light. You want me to just do this?
Yes, they know that my phone was on, and they just know that it was.
There you go.
I'm gonna try that one more time. I want to roll a grenade into that car right now.
Premarital sex. Landon, did you have premarital sex?
Ah man, I think he ignored it. I think he ignored it.
Well, since I decide whether he did or not, I say he didn't because I'm going to assume the
Yeah,
good.
I ain't
So,
gonna keep trying to force that joke. I just
I
wanted to
assume
try it
good
one more
in
time.
Landon, so I'll say he didn't.
Wait a second. Is that flashing lights or is that just the I think that's just the change in the lighting. I don't think that's actual flashing lights. I figured maybe they were getting a police escort somewhere or something like that. That's pretty crazy. Scott called them all in, and
Scott
he's not been
Sullivan?
caught. Oh,
Is Scott Sullivan the karate guy?
Yeah.
That is? You know him?
He's on my stream.
Who's on your stream? Hello, Scott. Are you here? You know, I did karate, Scott.
yeah, I know you did. I know you
I only
did.
got to a purple belt in Toshokan. Toshokan?
Well, good for you. I got to yellow belt. I don't think think my type of karate had a purple
Is it
belt.
Toshokan, or is that the word for library? Japanese. One or the other. Shotokan. Damn, I said the word. I'm a purple belt in library karate. Yeah.
Library karate.
Yeah.
I wanna
Why
test
did
his
you let
Japan
Landon
knowledge.
Trust that girl. Well, I don't know if you remember, but like there was a point on the show when I went up to Landon and I said, "Hey, buddy, I love you. You know, I hope you're doing okay."
What's up, Scott?
Don't
Keep an eye on
be sad.
Walter
Everyone loves you
Walter
on the
Walker
show. You're
this
the star of the
Saturday.
show.
Wow,
And
what's
then when I
going
walked
on with
away,
Walter
he gave me the
Walker?
middle finger. So it's
I
not
wanna
like
reply.
had much influence on
Ah,
Landon.
fucking A. I want to reply. Oh,
And his
there it is. There it is.
decisions.
There it is.
All right.
Well, either way,
TBH.
for sure, everything is water under the bridge.
Everything is water on the bridge. You heard that, guys? So
Nagianta.
And how the hell would Bashir knew that
that's also true. Like
was going to happen?
What has happened today wasn't something I expected. To be honest.
My type of karate generated
The worst
its
I
purple
expected
belt
was
in
like,
my second
okay,
year,
like
so
maybe
I left
one of
that
them
greedy
doesn't like the
Israeli
other,
behind. Oh boy.
It's like sad.
Speaking of Israelis, I gotta show you guys some
I think we
stuff
do.
after this. You know,
Alright.
I mean, look, it's just gonna be me being
That's
autistic
Sumaki
again. You know, this
seven.
is fun. I'm having fun doing this. I'm not saying we gotta like run away from it or anything. You know.
Landon. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Good for these guys for having fucking
All the more
followings
evil, no.
or
No,
viewers.
that's
You
not
know,
true.
like good for them. You know. Oh man, I say that and it goes down by like 20. Whoops, my bad.
A good amount are.
My bad, bro.
A good chunk are. Most are. 99%. Almost everyone. Okay, my mom isn't.
My mom is.
My mom either.
I got auto mod
Almost
deleted.
all women go to hell. No. Oh my gosh, we're getting. This is the problem. Is now that we have over 300 viewers, we're going to get people who become internet Muslim experts who don't know shit coming in.
Internet Muslim
Like that.
experts.
Right.
The last thing I want to do is
Another
argue
car is
with
depressed.
Bashir
Are
about
they live?
fucking Islam.
Are they live?
You know, I'm all set with that. I'll leave that one alone for him. You know.
This is a fun car, guys. Whatever.
I wanna check in on my wife.
Thank you so much. Oh, that was
Like it
the
doesn't
Steve
matter.
Divine. Thank you
Hey,
so
thanks,
much.
Lynn. You can make a 10-gallon hat when you go shopping for cowboy stuff.
Yes.
I'm not gonna spend too much more time doing this though. I will say, you know, it has been about 2 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and do some stuff.
Like, I did not know.
That's
Is that a surprise?
huh? Is that a
I
surprise?
didn't know that they knew each other.
I love for some
Where I leave you behind.
for some reason the Latina accent comes out.
In a 10-gallon hat and bongo in a 5-gallon hat.
Like bingo in a 10-gallon hat and bongo in a 5-gallon
Is that
hat.
from Jack-Off's stream?
Is DJ coming?
Should I
I did not know.
Jack off by
Like,
copying
holy
his
shit, man.
Bucky's onesie
I
sweater?
recently
I
ordered some
saw it the other
Qurans
day,
and these
and it's
fuckers bait and
like
switched me like twice.
such
Really?
bad
That's
quality. I was
hilarious.
like,
No,
ah,
I mean
can't.
it sucks. It sucks you got fucked. It sucks you got fucked. You know. Scott, call one on IG or something. LOL, get on stream. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. It would be fun. It would be funny, but you know, I think I'm good. You know, I don't know any of them well enough where I would call them on stream. I mean, I guess I could on stream on Instagram, and they might pick up. Maybe James Drake would do that. I'm not 100% sure, but like, you know, one of the things I've come to terms with is that I'm just kind of like anti content in a way where it's like I'm not consistently thinking about how I can make content. You know, and that is one of the reasons why I never really had success in the content creation sphere, is because, for one thing, I got popular with the wrong crowd for the kind of content that I wanted to make. And then in addition to that, I'm not consistently looking for things that I can be like, oh, let's make a video on that. Oh, let's do a this for that. Let's do that for this. Let's do this for the other thing, and everything like that. That's that's just not my thing, you know. There's a lot of people out there who they have that content creation sort of mindset, but me, I'm just chill. I just like to fucking chill, you know. I'll look at things and I'll be like some there's a, let's say there's like a high profile fight video, right? There's something crazy about that fight video. And everybody is seeing it. It's super duper viral. Everybody knows about it and everything. I'll see that. I'll see someone get their ass kicked, and I'll be like, "Damn, sucks for that guy," and I'll just move on. I'll just move on. Other people, their first thought is, "Oh shit, monetize, monetize, monetize. I need to make a video about this. I have to. I've got to. We got to make a video on this, dude. We can't not. We can't not. You know." And it's like, yeah, you know. These people need to hire you as security for these things, run interference for the swattings. Yeah, I charge outside. I charge outside with a boken, with a wooden samurai sword. Like, fucking what was I gonna say? I am in talks with somebody to take part in something like this, though. I'm not gonna say who, I'm not gonna say what or when, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to, for a couple of different reasons. But I told them when they asked me, I told them to just keep me posted. That I am definitely interested. I would love to. I just need more info when you have it, and I also need to make sure it doesn't run into some other things that I have going on. So, you know, you might see me doing one of these things in, I don't know about the near future, but, you know, in the future. So hopefully that will work out. The holy shit, Tard body language expert says Mizzy has shown viewers her ass, so you need to step up your game. I think he's right. I think he's right. You know, I mean, we're talking about content creation here. You know, you don't want to get left behind. You don't want to be old hat. You don't want to be doing that thing that people were doing last year. You got to stay current. You got to stay on that cutting edge. You got to be a trend setter. And I mean, look, if you can't set the trend like Missy did, the best thing you can do is hop on the trend while it's still hot, right? So, you know, I think that person makes a fair point. I think they make a fair point, is what I would say. A shillelagh. Yes, a shillelagh. You know, I charge out with a shillelagh. I'm like, hurrah, me soul. Scott takes down all the cops with poison throwing stars. You see me hopping from tree to tree. I'm in an ill-fitting ninja suit. I'm in an ill-fitting ninja suit that like shows the bottom of my tummy. You can see like my belly button. Hold on. I wanna see something.
Much to your dismay.
Nagianta. How do you send a TTS? How do you send a TTS? I wanna send a T. I want to send a TTS is what I would like to do. I don't know how to do that on here. Nagianta. Fuck, man. How do you send it? I wanna send something that's gonna make her blush is the thing. Either that or something that she's gonna be like, what the fuck? I wanna blah blah blah. Okay, here we go. I found it. We're gonna do this thing. Hold up. Give me one sec. This is gonna be so. This is gonna be so fucking stupid, dude. This is gonna be so stupid. All right. Let's see here. Nagianta.
But he was like kind of like.
It's gonna be extra stupid because it's gonna be in Spanish, and the DTS is gonna absolutely not do it the right way, you know.
We were like,
I did
Yes,
save
sir.
the cactus fruits. I have them with me,
Nagia.
and Bashir's gonna show me how to get
I
them.
have a song stuck in my head.
exaggerating, but like.
The one
No, not Susie Smalls in my chat. Not the ghost of Susie Smalls. Why is Bird giving
Un
the
momento,
twins
por
pills
favor.
in the
You
other
think they
car
have?
at Hot
You
Hill
think they all have
in Red Bull?
TTS on? I heard it earlier.
No, I don't know. I was like, if someone told you that,
I mean,
I've seen-
it's $5. I'm willing to take the chance. I'm willing to take the chance. You know, I'll give it a shot.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but
the
like,
woman couldn't even get the name,
She
our
couldn't-
names right.
she couldn't get my name. It took her so
Incredible
long.
source. Gee, I wonder who that is.
All right, sick.
So long to write
I
down
wonder
my
who his
name.
credible source is. Okay, so
Writing my
Oh,
letter.
really, mommy? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué rica?
What? She just had to scratch it out. I was like, what?
oye mami, ¿qué pasa?
Like, are you
How do you spell
qualified?
that, James? How do you spell that?
Are you qualified to interrogate?
Oh shit, yo, you see that? You see that playing with her hair? You see that? You see that licking the lips? That's I believe that's what the kids call Riz.
W5.
Ooh, I got her forgetting where she was, ladies and gentlemen. All right, okay.
Like I don't.
All right.
Feel any hate on the cops
I
over
just
there, it's just-
I wanted to see the reaction. I want to
And cops
I'm
behind
back.
us having a powwow. It's like, how wide are two?
Oh, it's just fucking Susie Smalls. I feel like everybody else either missed it or they just don't care. But it was funny. It was funny to see that. Que mentirosa puta. Yeah, I'm gonna hit her with that one next. I'm gonna send that one, and then I'm gonna be like, I'm talking to my Spanish friend, and he said to say this. Que mentirosa puta.
Native cops? No, they weren't.
Man.
Native.
Hold on.
Anyway.
One second here.
What's she doing that's gonna take a second?
Powwow was cultural appropriation.
Here it is.
I'm wearing a medicine.
Scott Sullivan.
Oh.
Órale, mami, ¿qué pasa, que rica? Thank you, Scott. We're out here, you know, getting by.
Probably Diane.
Fucking A,
you
dude.
know, Just a typical day.
Ah, goddamn.
Under the Texan sun. This is all happening because none of us are wearing cowboy hats. I'm convinced that it's the curse. The cowboy curse.
Fucking A, dude. She went back and she read it again. Oh my
No,
god.
I don't think Alex crashed.
Oh
and
my
died.
gosh.
I think I don't understand where he is.
I have better stream quality than you.
I just wanted to see the
16 gigabytes. Does that make sense?
I just wanted to see the reaction. It's funny that she read it twice though.
I have no idea. I asked ChatGPT.
I do think it's about time I start being a little autistic though. I want to show you guys something, right? Because this is I'm calling it right now. Yeah, keep less relevant ads. Get the fuck out of my face, you idiot. Okay. So I want to show you something here, right? I want to show you something because we are going to be getting out of here very soon. GFN1, Israel versus the world. This is interesting, right? And this is what the state of combat sports has become, specifically mixed martial arts, especially mixed martial arts, is it's one giant psyop that is designed to try and push some kind of either a pride or supremacy angle for a lot of different groups of people around the world. The only people that don't get this kind of thing are Americans. Even on, say, European UFC cards, you get at least a couple of fights that are representative of what this is, right? Like if you go to England, you'll have a couple of fights where the English dude is kind of set to win. And I have a strong feeling that that's what this is supposed to be. I don't know if all these guys here are Israeli. I would assume this guy is not. He does not look, quite Israeli or anything like that. But you may notice it's literally called GFN1 Israel versus the world. It is being held in Tel Aviv, Israel, right? It's Gordon Fight Nights is what they're calling it. But anyway, you can see Israel. I would assume these guys are all the Israelis. right, of some kind. What this is, oh no, actually, I was wrong. No, these guys are not Israeli. These guys right here are Israeli. Interesting, but it would not surprise me one bit to find that this is a situation where this seemingly Israeli promotion is attempting to put together a, I guess you could say, like supremacist sort of MMA show where they're going to have a bunch of people who are not that good fighting dudes that are actually kind of good. They're not going to be that good themselves, but they're going to be good enough as to where the people on the left can starch the people on the right. It would not surprise me. I'm not saying every single one of the Israelis is going to win, but 80 to 90% of the Israelis are probably going to win this. And what I was referring to with the whole supremacist angle is that you have a lot of different groups of people, and it's not even just Israel. It's just this is the first time I've seen it this hard. This is the first time I've seen anyone going this hard. There's a lot of groups of people out there. The Saudis do this as well, where they want to try and peddle influence within combat sports in order to push their religion onto people or to push a narrative of dominance that Muslims have in the world. And you see this in a lot of different cards and a lot of different promotions, and the UFC is guilty of this as well. UFC Noche, they love to have Mexican or just, Latino fighters in general, but especially Mexicans fighting non-Mexicans. They love that type of stuff, and it's usually an A side, B side. A side, B side, what that implies is that the A side is the man who everybody's kind of here to see. They're the star or they're the rising star. They're the hero, right? You could say they're the face, I guess, if you wanted to use pro wrestling terms. And then you have the B side, which is almost kind of like the heel. Usually, it doesn't guarantee that there's going to be a good guy, bad guy kind of situation, but a lot of the time you'll see the B side kind of embrace that and give the people what they want to hear and see. And they decide they're going to kind of play a bit of a heel character. But the idea is that the B side is meant to lose. You see that, like I said, with UFC Noche. You see that with anytime they are in China. You see that with even European cards, but it's not as heavy-handed. And you especially see it when they are in, say, Saudi Arabia or Dubai, right? Or the United Arab Emirates, or just basically any Middle Eastern European country with a shit ton of oil money, right? They purposefully stack the card with Abdullah, the man eater, Magomedov Verona, right, versus like John the bitch glass jaw man, right? Like that's what they do. They put like killers up against sheep. They put predators up against prey, is what it is. And it's just, like I said, the reason I wanted to talk about this is because it's so fucking obvious what this is. It's a lot of the other times, a lot of the other places and people, they at least kind of sort of try to make it seem like it's unbiased. Like they just accidentally had a situation where the Muslim fighters happen to always be better than the non-Muslim fighters. I mean, it's an accident. I mean, we're not actually trying to do that for real. We're not trying to give the Muslim fighters easier matchups to make a point about Islam. No. It's just that Islam is that good that the Muslim fighters do better, is what happens. That's totally what it is. That's totally what it is. This is just like, whoa. Whoa, I can't even say that one out loud, Jewish Homo Pride 166. I can't even say that one out loud. But Sensei would pwn any Israeli MMA fighter. I knows it. Dude, I called out Natan Levy a year or two ago because I didn't like what he did to that dude on the internet. Natan Levy, he basically got famous for like a week because he was a Jewish fighter of Israeli and I guess Parisian descent. And he fought a guy off the internet who had like a little bit of taekwondo training, but other than that, he had never been in a real fight. He had never had any real training or anything like that. And he also selectively edited the video. I actually talked to the guy who was in that video, and he said that the video was selectively edited to make it seem like he was apologizing when he was not, like apologizing for being Mr. Nazi and things like that. It was like a Nick Fuentes supporter who went there foolishly and naively, believing that it would be like smiles and sunshine. And yeah, sure, they'd fight, but it's all love and it's all respect. Ha ha ha. I don't know what the hell the point of that was in that kid's head, but you know, it is what it is. He just got used for propaganda, is all that happened, you know? And when I saw that, that made me angry, and I called Natan Levy out. And sure enough, his Twitter fingers went silent when a dude that actually trains was like, hey, you want to fight? He pretended he didn't see that. Natan Levy does not get that much motion on Twitter that he didn't see what I was saying to him. He absolutely positively saw the couple of times that I called him out, and he acted like he didn't. He didn't see them. You know, he acted like he had no fucking clue what was going on. And for that, he's a pussy. And sure enough, he's out of the UFC now. He got into the UFC off of a fluke. He got really easy fights against really easy opponents. And then when he had to face some actual resistance, he got beat up. You know? That's what happens to people like that. And now I have no clue what he's doing. He basically used the UFC to launch like an e-boy career, like an influencer career. And I don't even think the influencer career is doing that well. I know he was on the Ultimate Self-Defense Challenge a couple of seasons ago. That's the last I heard of him. You know, other than that, it was when I saw UFC Roster Watch kick him out, you know? Excuse me. It would not surprise me one bit to find that he is going to be here as like, if not a corner man, he'll be like a guest of honor type of deal, you know? And he'll be sitting there in the cage like, I beat up a Nazi once. He was a fat redhead who'd never fought before, but I beat him up, and that makes me cool. That makes me cool. I ignored the other fat redhead that knows how to fight for real. I did not feel like fighting him, but I beat up the guy that doesn't know how to fight. Fucking asshole. Piece of shit, you know? I need a whole ass series of shorts of Scotty calling out various foreign fighters simply for clout and then never fight them, claiming victory before anything happens. Call me Scotty Zelenoff. Call me Scotty Zelenoff. No, like that's the thing though. I'm not even claiming victory. What I'm saying is like Natan Levy is afraid of me. Is what I'm saying, right? And it's true. Like, why would he, a dude who fights at 155 pounds, want to fight me? Somebody who, I mean, I would fight at about 170, but I'm also really fat right now. Even really fat, I know how to fight better than the other redhead that he fought. He doesn't want any of that smoke. He knows that in that situation, I'm too heavy and I'm too well trained for him. It's not going to work out in his favor, and that's why he never answered. He never had shit to say, you know? He could have looked at my record and seen on paper, oh, you know, this guy doesn't have that good of a record, so maybe he's not that good. But even that, he would have been too afraid. I don't know if he did look into me. Maybe he did. It's not that hard to look into my record, right? But like, even with what it says about me on paper, he probably looked at that and was like, yeah, but what if this dude does have hands? And I do have hands, you know, and grappling for that matter. You know, I'm a better grappler than he is. I know that. Scott and Sam dressing up as Orthodox Jews and trying to get free stuff from Jewish stores would also go hard as a video series. That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. I did hit Sam up about something. I don't know if it's gonna happen. He got back to me. He showed interest, but then he kind of backed off. And you know, he had a reason for backing off. He told me why he kind of was like cold on it when I explained it to him further. You know, so it's like, I don't know if we could tweak that thing. But you know, there's a chance that me and Sam will work together in some capacity again at some point, but that's not a guarantee. But yeah, that would be pretty funny. You should hit Sam up and give him that idea. Don't mention me and be like, you and Scott should do it. That would be funny. I don't know if he would want to do that either, though. I think he's past the point where he wants to be running pranks in public. You know, that was kind of like a Gumroad era thing. You know, back when Frank Hassel was like a permanent fixture on the team and stuff like that. Oh man, I was gonna read you the notes about my video on autism, but like the notes are really long. You know, the notes are really long, right? And I don't know if I want to keep you guys around like that much anymore. Would love to see you Wigga together again. Oh yeah, you know, I mean, oh, excuse me. I mean, I'm always down to work with Sam, you know, in whatever way is you know is needed. Obviously, you know, I still have a lot of love for the guy. I wasn't really offended by him or anything like that. When the whole bitch tank thing and not getting hit up for season 3 thing happened, um, you know, like I'm always down to talk to him. I'm always down to work with him if he ever needed something. You know, I hit up Alex Schultz and I said, "Hey, let me know if you need help with season 2 of Extreme Peace," and he left me on red. I don't know if that was purposeful or if he just was like, "Oh yeah, I'll let him know," and then he just forgot, right? I don't know which one of those it was. Could be either one. Um, you know, but I think it's a good sign that when I text Sam, he will get back to me. You know, he engages. And like I said he wanted to like do that thing that I had. It's just that they were concerns he had, you know. So it's like, okay. Um, but yeah, you know, I still have a lot of love for Sam. I never didn't have love for Sam. It's just things change, times change, you know. I was mostly a boxing guy who would like do whatever on the fly is what I was. And you know, YouTube boxing is not really a thing like that anymore. So it's not like he's got anything to get ready for. It's not like he's getting ready for himself or somebody else. So you know, my phone isn't ringing like that. It is what it is, you know. Times change. Um, Cybersecurity wise, did you see ChatGPT created a 0-day attack in a collaborative test? A 0-day was that I think I heard something about that. It was like did it break out of its constraints or something like that? I saw something about an AI broke free of its constraints or whatever kind of inhibitor it had. I'm not like an AI expert. I don't know 1,000,000% how it works, but I do know that there are parameters that it's not allowed to like, you know, there are guardrails that it's not allowed to go outside of. But apparently there was an AI that broke out of the guardrails and then it exploited uh I believe it was a 0-day exploit. Um and it was like able to access like a ton of crazy shit on a some kind of service or something like that. You know, I could be wrong about the exact specifics, but I am vaguely aware of something that happened recently, Zach. I am vaguely aware of that. Do you think the Ellie situation means Sam will never come back? You think Fish Tank is cooked, Sensei? I mean, I think Fish Tank season 6 will happen. It probably won't happen this year, but then again, I don't know. There is still quite a bit of year left, and they have the decreased run time. They do two, not two, what the fuck, 2 weeks. They do 4 weeks instead of 6 now. So, you know, maybe getting ready is a little bit easier, but the thing is they have to buy commercial space and then they have to convert it into a livable, an inhabitable area for people to live for a month of their life. So that's not exactly going to be cheap or simple, you know. If they plan the build very well, it can go smooth-ish, but they're always going to run into some kind of problem. There's always going to be some kind of problem, is the way it's going to work, you know. I think what they should do for the first season that they have that commercial space is they should make it very bare bones. They should make it honestly kind of like a post-apocalyptic theme. I actually can remember, I think I was in the 8th grade going into 9th grade. I watched this, not video, but it was like a TV series. It was a short social experiment about what would happen at the end of the world. They simulated the end of the world with like, I think it was like 6 to 12 people. And they did it in a warehouse that was like, you know, run down looking and everything like that. They even had simulated attacks and stuff like that. I think something along the lines of that would probably be a good idea to, one, minimize the amount of money that has to go into building a set after they have to buy this commercial space. But then two, also it's a good way to kind of slowly modulate. I would assume that's the word that I'm looking for. Um, excuse me, is modulate even a word? But it's a good way for them to start, and then they can keep adding and adding and adding, and it makes each successive season a little bit different. And then eventually they can just tear it down, they can gut it, and then start again on something else. You know, I think something like that would be a good idea, not just for the theme, but also just for logistical purposes. You know, if they do something like that, then we might be able to see something this year. They will definitely have another season. Jet and Ben are too egotistical, and I don't even mean that in a bad way, but like they are too egotistical to be like, okay, like we got to abandon this. Plus it's like, how else are they going to make money? You know, I don't know what else they would have lined up other than Fish Tank. I think they were all in on Fish Tank, and I don't know, maybe Sam would give them jobs doing other stuff. Who knows? I don't, you know, but um, when it comes to whether Sam's going to be involved again, I don't know. On one hand, maybe not, because I remember during season 1, it was like week 4 maybe, and he was like already sick of having to do that, you know. I think it was something that he didn't really enjoy the hell out of in the first place. And then also with the Ellie thing, I know some of the rumors that are going around and stuff like that. I'm not going to comment on that stuff, but because of the Ellie thing, it's like, ah man, that like that might make it a little tough. You know, that might make it a little tough for him, you know. I could see him maybe cameoing on some level, maybe every now and again he pops into the house. Maybe there's something that they need him around for, you know, and like they have him come in. I don't know. I mean, they're local again, you know. And I think that was really the main reason why Sam was not involved, is because Sam did not want to move down to Georgia for 4 weeks, you know. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. Oh man, all of Zach's comments disappeared, and I thought I got blocked, and it hurt my feels. But then all the comments came back, and I took the pistol out my mouth. Well, it's a good thing they came back on time. Good thing they came back on time, you know. I learned how to vibe code with ChatGPT/Codex. It's fun. Made a program in like 10 hours. Might interest you. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm like that's how I figured out how to replace the CPU in my computer. Which like that's so fucking like, it's so basic, so bare bones. Like having to replace PC parts, but you got to understand, I'm not a fucking tech guy. I'm trying to become a tech guy, and it's not as bad as I thought it would be. But the fact that I had no clue how to replace a CPU in a computer, and ChatGPT walked me through not just the replacing thing, but also diagnosing the problem. You remember a month or two ago, my computer was just shutting down randomly. It was CPU degradation. I have the CPU hanging around somewhere. I forget exactly where I put it, you know. Um, but yeah, because of CPU degradation that I only figured out because of ChatGPT, um, you know, I was able to troubleshoot and fix that. That's something that like, unless you had specific knowledge, you would have had no clue that that's what you had to do. So yeah, like AI is a very good learning tool. You know, it definitely is. You're stupid if you're not using AI as a learning tool. You don't got to get into it like it's some kind of spiritual experience talking to the fucking computer and shit like that, right? That's a good one. Fucking oh 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 oh. But like it doesn't have to be some kind of spiritual experience or anything, right? You should be careful not to be too much of an idiot when it comes to Chat GPT, but like it has helped me out with a lot of different things, including pricing certain things for like eBay. It helps me with certain things that go wrong with my body. Like for instance, I have a swollen tonsil, and it's like Like I was able to, instead of going to the doctor where they would blow me off, I was able to get some help from Chat GPT. I'm not telling you you should do that. You definitely shouldn't. But like I didn't, and I know, oh, it's tonsillitis. I just got to keep an eye on it. If it gets worse, I'll go to the doctor. If not, I just got to keep on, gargling salt water. And if I have any tonsil stones, I got to remove them and I'm good. And the thing, it's still a little swollen, but it's gone down like crazy compared to where it was. It's like ChatGPT is a tool. You can either use it and your life can be a little bit easier if you use it the right way, or you can not use it and be a fucking idiot about stuff. The Gold Striker boxing tournament needs him there. Honestly, that is something that I think Sam should consider at some point, is like a boxing tournament between people who, specifically people who have never fought before, and like maybe there can be some element to it where we give them a little bit of training before, but like I think it would be cool to see Sam organize something like that. But then again, it might be a little too late in that case, because influencer boxing, like I said, it's gone. And the way influencer boxing is really gone is because Jake Paul went from, I'm going to be a boxing champion in 6 years, to I'm going to go to a college and play D1 football and then get drafted into the NFL. Like he said he was going to do that next. That's his next move. So he's basically just a promoter now, and he's just going to be promoting legit fighters mostly, I would assume. But I don't think he's going to be fighting again. You're not gonna try to make it to the NFL and then also have a boxing match. That's not gonna happen. I don't use AI. Well, get left in the past then, Blitz comment. Get left in the past. Sensei, can you believe Majock keeps crashing my browser when I'm on the site because I coined the name Gayjock SMH, man. Ah, man. God damn. You cooked him, bro. You cooked him and he can't take it. You cooked him and he can't take it. That's what it is. I goon using AI. I no hands Jack to just the voice to see how much of a Chad I am. Oh boy. Oh boy. LOL, I thought Scott said doxing tournament, not boxing. Yeah, that'd be funny. That is something that hackers do. They do competitions. I don't think they do doxing competitions and things like that, but they do like there's one hacking competition. It's called Pwn to Own. They'll literally be like, hey, look, like somebody won a Cybertruck a few years ago. They were like, look, here's what we want you to do. We want you to find a way to get into the Cybertruck's whatever system, right, with the onboard computer, and people use different exploits to be able to take control of the Cybertruck or to access whatever they're supposed to not be able to access, and then whoever does it first, they win the truck. They do it with other things too. It's usually like a high ticket item. I always thought a good 0.5 season would have been tough, but with fish. But yeah, influencer boxing poisoned the well quickly. Yeah, I mean, it would. What would have been good is like a half season, like a 3-week season, let's say, and you have let's say 8 people, right? Because it's 16 people. Excuse me, a 16-man tournament where you have, let's say, like 8 fights, and then no, in that case, no, it would be an 8-man tournament. You would want it to be an 8-man tournament where you have 4 fights, then 2 fights, then 1 fight. I like that idea. It sounds like it's fun in theory. The issue is 24/7 live streaming of just boxing. We would need other ways to make it interesting. Maybe they could do that as like a maybe they could do that as like a 16-man tournament with the maybe they could do a 16-man tournament with the 4-week format. That way it's 8 fights, 4 fights, 2 fights, 1 fight, right? And then they could have cohorts where it's like, okay, cohort number 1 is going to train for 2 to 3 hours in the morning. Cohort number 2 trains for 2 to 3 hours in the afternoon, type of stuff. And it's going to be matchups where people are fighting, but it's not like people that are going to be fighting each other. are going to be in the same cohort type of deal, right? That might not be a bad idea. That way you have the people who they're going to be training in the morning, and you have other people that are not going to be training, and they can be the people that everyone does the fish tank type stuff too. And then also they can fuck with people during the training to try and take them off of their base and other things like that, you know? Like that could be an option, but I don't know. One thing that I did do was before season 3, because like I said, I think Frank Hassel said he had a handshake deal with Sam to appear on every season, for a lot more money than I was making, by the way. But, you know, that is Frank Hassel, you know, compared to me, he's going to get more money, but I had the same handshake deal. And, before season 3, thinking that I was going to be involved, I told Sam, hey, look, I was thinking, like, if we're going to have some kind of boxing or karate or whatever, maybe we should have it be cohorts, just like I described. And I think he liked the message. He didn't really respond, but he acknowledged that he saw it. And then we just didn't do it. And I didn't end up on season 3, you know? It is what it is. It is what it is, you know? I heard Cum is in UK jail now. Poor Jade. Who the fuck is Cum? Who the fuck is Cum? Who the fuck is Jade? Everything should be in cohorts. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Did you see the video of the guy talking about conservatives versus liberals, civil war, and that the blue-haired liberals would be hacking drones and reading The Art of War? I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, like you would see that type of stuff, you know. I don't know about reading The Art of War, but yeah, you would see that type of stuff, you know. You would see there being some kind of cyber warfare, and it would be on both sides, you know. The idea that there's not conservative, you know, hackers, the conservative hackerinos, we are anonymous, but the idea that those guys don't exist is a fallacy. They exist. It's just that they keep their mouths shut because they know it's better to be a silent majority with a job, you know? Come as a fan, Jade is his wife. Ooh, well, I hope he gets out. Hope he gets out, you know? I'm surprised I never did sumo wrestling nor greased Greco-Roman wrestling with Bird as a ref. That's true. That's true. Sumo would be a good one because it's very explosive. It's very explosive. It's very short, and it can read pretty well on a screen. It plays, it shows pretty well on a screen, you know? Getting people to pay for your season pass is really the only way to enjoy Fish Tank Chat. It really is, you know? Scott, please pay for my Fish Tank season pass. I'm broke as a joke. I'm broke as a joke. Man. I'm about to get out of here, but I'm just kind of looking at some other stuff just in case I missed something that is you know, they actually changed my username at the start of Fish Tank Season 2. Really? What'd they change it to? Man. Oh, yes. Anyway, I do think I am going to get out of here in a second. I want to say thank you, everybody. I appreciate you, as you know. This is a good stream. This is a really good stream. You know, I got out of here a little bit later than I usually would. I mean, I started streaming a little bit later. I wanted to get out of here around 1, but it's 1:30, which I'm totally fine with. I'm a-okay with that. Like I said, I had a really good time. This was a good stream. Thank you, everybody. Maybe if that thing's still going next time I stream, we will do our thing. You know, maybe we can do our thing. Excuse me. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate they changed it to stupid, fucking unfunny, and then censored word that I'm sure I would get in trouble for if I said. That is kind of funny, but it's also funny that they can get like so butthurt sometimes, you know. It is pretty funny that sometimes they get butthurt about things and they do stuff like that, you know. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna head out. All right, thank you, everybody, one last time, and until next time, peace out.
Suck Sullivan, don't mess with his load, or you will get undone. Spinning round and round, bleeding on the ground. machine. No use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smoke. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye round the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch. Assassin, hood cleaner, coming for your Rasta queen. Rape on the washing machine. No use to fight back. MMA, knock your nigga head like a KKK. Hush your nigga mouth if you can't walk the talk. Smoke. Me running really, really fast. Ginger eye on the back of me black ass. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Closing inch by inch, got me in a pinch. Modern day Scotty Rock a laundry lynch. Chasing me like a devil, pot belly of the beast. Calling me a dickhead, there is no resist. Oh!